found you hiding here in the near clear blue.
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
What?
Hey, the Pro Show is on!
Awesome! Let's turn it on.
Guys? Where'd you go?
Morty, let's check in on Ryan Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay.
I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray?
Son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Now, he was okay, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? They get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George, I didn't think it would go like this.
Fly, you fools!
I've fallen, and I can't get up!
Weird.
Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
It's scooping time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to ProVision 3D.
All right, everyone, put on your opera glasses.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Pa.
Autobots, roll out.
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Chicken jockey. All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man.
Are you okay?
You'll never take our freedom!
When the hate and the shifts stole your thrills, then took away your fun. Heroes gone, the stories rot, and movies turned to mud. But don't give up the battle, 'cause there's a man right by your side. He's winning versus Wokies every day. Marvin Montanero, the truth is on your side. The fun don't have to hide. Montanero turns the culture tide in the nick of time. Marvin is his name. Montanero. Oh, sing it. Oh, sing it one more time. Montanero. G-G-T-P-P. Marvin Montanero. Haters can't hate on a guy so great. Marvin. Faster than a Kessel Run. A trillion Kelvin hotter than the sun. Marvin is his
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Do it live!
We are both muted. So that's the thing.
That's something.
Yeah.
Here
Came
I
in both
was.
muted.
Here I was, full force, ready to go. I don't. Why did it mute me? Ladies and gentlemen, let's try it again. Hang on a second, Bill. Bill, say it again, Bill.
Do it live!
Fine, Bill. We'll do it live. This time we'll do it unmuted. Folks, welcome to the Disney annual shareholders meeting preview. It is one of the biggest days of the year right here on the Pro Show. About 200 of you joining us across the various platforms in which we are streaming. Happy to have you, even if you're on GeoCities or the Tickety Talks. And Marv, great to be back with you. We got a big day. We got panelists that'll be joining us in just a few. It's Bob Iger's final day at the Disney company, Marv.
It is a massive day today. He's taking one last goodbye shower, I think, right now, and then straightening his well, never mind, he doesn't wear ties, so he's unbuttoning the top button of his button down shirt and walking down to that room to take some robot questions and hand over the reins.
Do you think he's going to take questions?
No.
I think they're going to hand it to Josh tomorrow. I think Bob's done. I thought you were going to say take one more Disney dump. Folks, here's what we're looking at. It is currently at $100.69. I don't think that Disney has done much to pump this stock. They have not gotten the investors happy. They've got 2 hours, and this is what I talked about on the Patreon last night, folks. If you're a member of the Patreon, you've heard some of this. Not at the same level that the Patreon's a little bit deeper. We spent 10 minutes explaining this, but they've got 2 hours. They've got to keep this above 100 because the narrative is no bueno if this is sub 100 on Bob Iger's final day. So whatever they can come up with, and folks, we'll be putting out the breaking news if Disney shouts out something to try to save the day. But right now, hovering about around the 100 mark, 64 cents is nothing. So where this lands, we don't know yet, folks, but we'll take a look at the broader index, the S&P 500, to see how this is going. But if the S&P 500 drops, Disney does not have, I think, the stability to withstand that. No financial advice, of course, can be given anytime during the show. But Marv, your thoughts on Disney throwing everything? I mean, the vertical Disney Plus integration chasing TikTok. They've thrown the AI story. They've even thrown in a new trailer today, Spider-Man Brand New Day, which
that it's not their movie.
Well, that's true, but Marvel's behind it, and you got to think they've coordinated this. And the reason you think they've coordinated this is because what's the title? Spider-Man Brand New Day. They're releasing it on a brand new day for Disney when the new CEO comes and takes over. They've done everything they can, Marv, to get this over 100.
I mean, they're definitely trying. I think that it is the optics of the $100, is very important psychologically for investors and for Bob Iger and his legacy. this is a stock that was at around $200 a couple years ago. So it's a matter of, and yes, the entire S&P is down right now, but when you look at the last 5 years, the S&P is actually up around 70% and Disney is down around 50%. So it does not match the market swings. So right. You cannot spin that as a win in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think so. Folks, let's get to the super chats. We've got some that came in early, and we have a large goal today. Why? Because there is so much to cover today, and we're going to be going live all the way until Valiant Renegade at 12:30. And we're going to hand it over to Valiant Renegade for live coverage. We'll be over there covering it right along with him. You can tune in live. But we also, folks, we have so much going on right now. Marv and Lorne. And Lorne will not be on the show today because Lorne is actually in the air getting down to Florida. But Marv, you and Lorne are going to be at Megacon. We'll talk about it in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the video. Remember, this Wednesday is the Disney Shareholders meeting. Coverage live on the Pro Channel begins at 10 a.m. this Wednesday. Also, friends, if you'd like to join us for Megacon, we'll have a booth set up for you to join. Info on the screen. Come see Marvin, Lorne, and maybe one more at Megacon, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday. We'll see you. Thanks for being here. You're the Gigawatts. So, Marv, you've got a lot of coverage coming from Megacon as well. And of course, we know Megacon is a time when we meet up with lots of people, including some celebrities, some famous people, and maybe get some discussions with them in. So lots of stuff going on, Marv. Tell the folks out there about the booth and where they can find you at Megacon this Friday along with Lorne.
It should be good. Lorne and I are going to be meeting people on Friday from 11 to 2 in the community zone. So it's going to be booth CZ 1018. So come on over and say hi. We're not selling anything. We're just literally hanging out and talking to you guys. And, we want to, be able to have a centralized location where we can meet you. Also on Saturday, guys, there's going to be a Geeks and Gamers panel at 10:15 a.m. that you guys should all head over to because it's going to be insane. It's going to be Jeremy, Ryan, Gary from Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, and Eric July talking about the importance of pop culture. They've got a massive room for it. So, all are welcome. It's going to be a huge, huge event. I'll be there covering it for geeksandgamers.com. And then Saturday night, we're going to be at the Geeks and Gamers after party, a meetup event, which is going to be at 7 p.m. over at Pat O'Brien's in Universal over at City Walk. So it's going to be, we're going to have a pretty incredible weekend.
Yeah, the Geeks and Gamers meetup last year was at the Red Coconut. This year, they're expecting even more people to be there, so having to move it to a larger venue at City Walk.
Yeah, I think the larger venue is going to do really well. I think it also won't be as loud as last year was because there was it's a club, so there was club music playing the whole time. But this I think is going to be much more easier to talk to people, to meet people, to have a good old time. And more than just us and Geeks and Gamers will be there too. Last year I was hanging out with the Echo Base Network there. I think Alan Ng from Film Threat was there last year. I don't know if he's going this year, but we had a great time last year.
Yep. Valiant Renegade will be there. Force of Light will be there. Lots of people going to be there, folks. You can come and check it out, hang out, and have a good time if you're in the Orlando area. All right, let's get to these super chats, folks, because you all are the stars. You keep those radioactive hamsters running, spinning on the wheels that sends out the latest news and keeping people ahead of the culture curve across the fruited plains of YouTube. Big blue horses out there for 9 months. Is Iger gone or is he consulting from the other room? Worse than that. He's consulting from the same room. He's not going to leave. He's still got his showers. He will not go anywhere. He is the CEO emeritus. Mm-hmm. There is a difference this time, though, Marv.
Okay.
Wall Street, as of this morning, seems to not be so kind to Bob. It's like the message went out to say, yeah, Bob's had some screw ups, and so there's a shift in coverage. I think that's strategic because they want to present tomorrow as a man of change. Not for that one.
It's possible. That's definitely possible. I think they kind of want it to look like it is a, no pun intended, a brand new day, a new dawn in Disney. But that also would involve making it seem like Bob Iger had led them into the darkness, which the Hollywood media specifically is very slow to do. Yep. The trades have covered a few asterisks in his record, but on the whole, what we're seeing is kind of the Viking funeral for Bob. I would love it if all of a sudden Bob starts immediately today doing what he did last time with the sabotage, where all of a sudden like Bob Iger is just like, man, I can't believe Josh D'Amaro is getting the stock down under $100. What's up with that?
Right. And I just want to clarify too, folks, some people think that we're just negative here, and that's really not the case. We are like the thermometers of truth when it comes to Disney and these entertainment companies. We gave Project Hail Mary, the new movie that's out in theaters this weekend. We got an early screening of that. Lou and I went and saw it and gave it an 8.5 out of 10, which is a phenomenal score for us. 5 is average, right? So when we come out and we give Hoppers a 4 or a 3.75 or whatever it was, Wizard and I reviewed that one. It was really low. It's a sub-average film, and it's performing sub-average at the box office. We're just relaying what is actually factually true. We're not shills, and so that's uncomfortable for people who are just used to shilling. Project Hail Mary is a great film, and so when we tell you that there's a way for Disney to get back and to rebuild its foundation and to go great places, it can, but they have to choose to do so. And what we're seeing right now, not great signs for Disney.
No.
We've got Archer Merchant for 10 with a former head of the gaming division suing for millions. The lies are coming back to haunt them. He's saying they said the game sold great, so why his reduced compensations? But we know some bombed. When we're talking about Disney and gaming, Disney basically got out of the gaming thing and decided they were just going to buy back in and let other people make their stuff. It's the Abu Dhabi. Fortnite is essentially the Abu Dhabi plan. And just like there's no theme park currently being built in Abu Dhabi, I'm betting we're going to hear something about Fortnite today. But also, it's interesting to me that Josh D'Amaro moved the Fortnite stuff under Dana Walden so she can be blamed for it one day. What do you think about that, Marv?
Oh, I agree. Ace gamer Dana Walden taking over the gaming industry. At least with Josh D'Amaro, you might believe that maybe he played some Fortnite at some point in his life. Dana Walden has got all of the gaming cred of Bob Iger a couple years ago being like, kids are playing these video games nowadays.
Dang it, it's hot. It's hot in the summer. That's why people don't go to Disney. Yeah, kids are playing. I heard they started playing these games. Duck Hunt or something is what's popular these days.
Games. You push the little controller and the character moves on the screen. It's the darndest thing you've ever seen.
Got paddles and dots. It's like, Bob, games have been out since you've been out, dude. Come on. There's not been a year that Bob Iger was CEO of the Disney company that video games have been unpopular. And by the way, there's no way that Bob doesn't know that games are 14 times the economy as the theatrical release industry. Give me a break, Bob.
Yeah.
Snarky's out there. Good to see you, Snarky. And thank you so much for yesterday's kindness. In fact, I'll just go ahead and bring this guy in. Jonas J. Campbell, welcome aboard, sir. I just wanted to bring you in. Were you here for all of the Snarky goodness yesterday? Jonas? I'm looking straight into your nostril. Were you here for the Snarky goodness? Folks, will bring it back, Jonas. He's in an E-stop. E-stop Jonas. Disco Yeti Jonas. We'll get him back in. Hang on. Snarky, this one's for you just because of how kind you were yesterday, buddy. Snarky for 5, preference, backdraft or ladder 49, most iconic movie score ever. What's BTTF again? Remind me.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, that's right. Love it. Back to the Future, Great Scott, Star Wars, Indy, backdraft, or. So I've said before, the most iconic movie score to me is Indiana Jones. I think without it, the movie is a completely different thing. The bum, 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 it's amazing.
Well, there's that famous. I think it's got to be Star Wars. I think Steven Spielberg had that famous quote where he talked about how they viewed an early version of it without the score.
Yep.
And it was kind of like, what is this? And it was that John Williams score that just added that last little thing. But what's funny about all these iconic movie scores is the majority of them are John Williams.
Same thing. Okay, Marv, Jurassic Park. It doesn't get mentioned, but without the Jurassic Park score, the original is not the same film. You need that iconic Jurassic Park sound. And also, there's two things in the original Jurassic Park that if you take them out, the entire movie changes, and it's nothing in comparison to what it came to be.
Yeah.
The scene where they get out of the cars for the first time to see the dinos, and it's really the first time we've seen impressive CGI in any movie at that point. Sans Tron, but that's a totally different thing. but they look up at the Brachiosaurus or the Brontosaurus. What do they call them these days? I'll call it a Diplodocus, so I sound smart. They look up at those dinosaurs, and the score swells with it, and that's it. Those two things, the score for Jurassic Park and that scene, if they're not there, it's not. It's just sort of a scary dino flick, but those two things make it something amazing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree 100%. I think that the dun 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 dun, dun like it really brings in the magnificence of that moment. It's just amazing how much a score can really make a movie. But yeah, Jurassic Park is one of the greatest scores of all time. That movie is not the same without that music. If you had somebody else make that music, if it was Danny Elfman instead of John Williams, it's not as good.
It's also amazing that we don't do it anymore. And I don't understand. It clearly works. Mm-hmm. We knew it works. It still works. We don't make great musical scores for movies anymore. Don't even try to. So, OG Dutchie for $5.99. A yawn is a silent scream for coffee. Amen. We'll be listening while working after I get my caffeine fix. Caffeine for everybody. Enjoy all. Thank you, Dutchie. Really appreciate you. Juliet is out there, the greatest mod in the history of mods, along with the rest of our mods, of course, for 2 afternoon pro panel and pro rights. Thank you, Juliet.
Looks like Jonas is back, by the way, Pro.
Wait, did you say Jonas is back?
I did.
You have every honor that a man could have. You've got almost Oscars. No. No Oscar. No Oscars.
Hollywood also doesn't have Oscars, Jonas, because those ratings crashed. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Oh my, isn't that perfect? By the way, I just need to point out that Bruno Mars had the audacity to release an album after he released his magnum opus, that is Perm from 24K Magic.
24 karat magic in the air. Okay. How about some more magic? Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about that fake magic, not that Pharrell magic. Bring him on the scene. It's Fake Wizard. Welcome, buddy.
Hello.
Hello.
Fake magic abundant today. What a day we're getting into, man. Very exciting.
And holding the dog to you, Sander Hammerslag.
What the? Put that back up there. What is that?
That's good afternoon in Dutch.
I don't believe you.
This goes out to all my fat finger super chat homies.
All right, folks, we're going to click another button, and it's going to mess up everything. Told you.
There he goes.
He's back.
He arrives and he leaves precisely when he means to.
All right, Jonas, I turn over the super chats to you, sir.
All right. I see 2. One of them is, I almost said Sander Hammerslag. Snarky D for $5. I think I could speak for most of this community. You start shilling, we start leaving. Somebody told me I was shilling because I liked One Piece season 2, which
oh, you too?
I would love. would love to get those checks. Let me tell you.
We call them like we see them, folks. That's all we're going to do, and we have a very stringent piece of protocol that we put in place for that Park Place and for the Pro Channel. No quid pro quos. Even when I go to Disney, I am paying the money. Like if I go to Universal, I'm paying the money. There are people who say, Pro, I can get you in. And nope, we're going to pay. Why? Because if it hurts you to go to these places, it's going to hurt us too. Because otherwise we can't relay it factually and actually to you. It's different when we get special perks, and we're not going to do that.
And I have a similar policy. When I go to the theme parks, Pro also has to pay. Doge Powell for $2. Shippers now get their Sora X Riku fix fulfilled. Is there more Kingdom Hearts coming?
I hope that's not what it is.
Oh my.
They're still kids.
Yeah, that's an important point. Although with the Japanese cartoons, you never can tell who is a grown-up and who is a kid because they draw them exactly the same.
Let's get shipping and shipping. Oh my. That's what's going to happen with the AI, by the way, when Disney puts these verticals into Disney Plus. It's going to be nonstop shipping of those characters from 11 and 12-year-olds and 20-year-olds who act like 11 and 12-year-olds. That's going to be nonstop what you see when you swipe through the Disney Plus. AI, individuals, independent content creators who get paid nothing by Disney. Whoopee!
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a big show today, folks, because it is the Disney Annual Shareholders Meeting Preview. And as you all know, we're going to be sending you over to Valiant Renegade when this thing starts at 12:30. But it's time to get down and dirty with the Disney news. It's Bob Iger's final dump at Disney. Down, if you get
that? Because it's poop.
Hey, come on. We don't say that here. It's poo. It's Disney poo. Ladies and gentlemen, put another feather in the cap. We called it 24 hours later. Look at that. The Oscars. About 24 hours ago, we said they're hiding the ratings. They're not telling you what they are, and we know what that means. And how do we know what that means? Because even when the Super Bowl halftime show had cratered in viewership, they were crowing the next day trying to save the thing against the Turning Point USA halftime. And we revealed how they faked the ratings. And don't forget the Olympics. And we brought that out and we said, here's how they're doing it, folks. They're counting every time you see something online and they're saying, oh, that's a view. Oh, that's a view. And then they're comparing it to a time when there was no internet and be like, look how much the Olympics viewership has gone up. And yet, when the Oscars came to town Sunday night, we were there Monday morning waiting for Nielsen to get up early in their little PJs, take off their little slumber cap that people used to wear in the 1800s and nobody knows why or what the function was. And crickets. I don't know if the mic picks that up, but I hope it does. Folks.
It does.
The Oscars, look at this. From 1996, 45 million viewers. In 2026, down to 17. And this has been an accelerating decline because if you look just 10 years ago, 34 million. I love when numbers add up this well for us. Folks, you don't have to be a mathematician or a fake wizard to know that's half. We have cut this thing in half in 10 years. And not we, but Hollywood with their decisions because they want to give you Sinners and one battle after another. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether Sinners is a good film or not. I'm not here to tell you about these other movies either. I'm just here to tell you, clearly they're not giving Americans what they want to go view, and they don't care about you. Variety has this by Emily Longeretta. Or is it Longeretta? Oscars ratings hit 17.9 million viewers, down 9% from last year, and the lowest since 2022. Now, what you need to know about this is that this is being calculated with the same Nielsen system that is used to prop up and pump up the ratings dramatically using out-of-home viewing and this new metric they use where they just assume or they try to find out, well, who viewed this online? Who saw it on TikTok? And it's still down this. If you were to look at linear alone, oh my. The 98th Annual Academy Awards drew 17.86 million viewers on ABC and Hulu. Wait a minute, that's Disney. Oh, poor Disney. This isn't good news today, which makes it the least watched Oscars telecast since 2022. When, remember, folks, there were very few movies because we hadn't been making movies because of the pandemic. The number is down 9% from last year's 19.7 million viewers, which had been a 5-year high for the telecast. The telecast averaged a 3.92 rating among adults 18 to 49, down from last year's 4.54. Oh, just nothing is going right. The declines for the Sunday night broadcast, which was hosted by Conan, matches similar depths seen by other major award shows this winter. Oh, no, you mean it's all of Hollywood? Be still, my heart, you're hurting so badly. But the Golden Globes down 6% in January, and the Grammys, where Billie Eilish declared all of you live on stolen land, down 6%. It's almost like Americans are tired of celebrity worship culture, and there's nothing to worship anymore. Fake Wizard, I go to you first because you're on camera and you're ready to go and you're ready to roll. And frankly, I love the gray beard. Sir, what is your take on the weird world of Hollywood? Why are they determined to die?
Well, it's Hollywood has forgotten that their job is very simple. They are there to entertain. They are supposed to be there to be the entertainment part of really society. And they've forgotten that that's their job, and they think that it's now their job to lecture to the audience, whether it be in music or in gaming or in movies or television. They are lecturing down to everybody now on what should be believed and how you should all live your lives. And if you don't do what Hollywood says, then you're a terrible person. But if we look at what the substance is of the actual Oscar show, most of it was very, very boring. It was not even a good performance that was put out by everybody. The only thing that was good about it, and I can't believe I'm saying it, was 2 of the acceptance speeches. 2 of all of them that were there. And the reason it was only 2 is because either whoever was up there was pandering to an audience and pandering to people, or the people that could have had good speeches were cut short. So the whole point of watching this show and hearing what people had to say is reduced down to 2 good acceptance speeches, because the show itself is not good, and they have no idea how I don't think they have an idea on how to course correct. I think it's just going to continue to diminish. It's going to continue to be devalued, and that's it for Hollywood, man. But unfortunately, that's it for theaters. This is going to be the reason nobody's watching the Oscars is because firstly, the show's not good. But secondly, the movies in theaters just aren't worth going to see in the first place. So why would you care about what awards they're going to get? Sinners got, if I'm not mistaken, the most nominations, like the more nominations than Lord of the Rings. And I know a lot of people feel respective about that. You're not happy. Like, oh my gosh, Sinners got all these awards, all these award nominations. But when you compare the fact that there was nothing else last year to get nominated for, it's like, well, yeah, I guess Sinners is the only thing that could get nominated for all these awards. And that's a crazier sentiment.
You know, I almost think they should have put up K-pop Demon Hunters for Best Picture just for the drama of it. That might have driven some audience. I mean, it's the only other film that people watched last year. That's it.
Right, so that they could cut off more people that win the awards.
Yeah, the one really popular film from last year, they said, hey, shut up, you. Get off the stage, you darn diverse cast of singers. We don't want to hear from you. You're just supposed to be ornamentation. ABC is, so Disney, okay? Let's just take off the word ABC and replace it with Disney. Here's how Disney's trying to spin it, because Disney has to get that $100 stock up above that mark before they do their shareholders meeting. ABC is reporting that social impressions were up 42.4% this year for the Jonas Parrot Analytics, I'm sure, is part of this, but 42.4% increase in social impressions. That's really important.
Yeah. So here's the thing. That's smack talk, and smack talk does not translate to audience, as Acolyte proves, as so many shows like Starfleet Academy prove. People talking about your show online is not the same as people being aware and wanting to tune into your show. This is something that I don't know why Hollywood has not figured this out yet. This is a thing that tricks executives. If you're only going for notoriety, that's great, but I'm sorry, will someone think of the advertisers is probably the philosophy they need to have here. Social media impressions don't pay for these. They don't even pay for the gift bags. It's absolutely ridiculous that they think that is the metric they need to be shooting for in 2026.
Jonas, let me give you a fish in a barrel. Okay. Permission to give you the easiest softball ever.
Oh, this is going to be really embarrassing if I don't get it then.
Jonas, this is how the Oscars treated Timothée Chalamet.
That's a butt.
Yeah, that's his butt. Well, it's not really his butt. It's a mold of his butt. Why they have a mold of his butt, I don't know. I hope he gave consent. I doubt he gave consent for it to be paddled in a percussive way. But Timothée Chalamet, and by the way, they would never do this to somebody like Rachel Zegler. Doesn't matter how much damage they do, not going to happen. But Timothée Chalamet made the grave sin of saying that Hollywood should get back, essentially, to giving the audience what it wants. That, trying to make artsy-fartsy stuff is just not his thing. He wants to make popular stuff that the population wants to go see. And Jonas, the way that they handled that, when he said, I'm just not into, performing opera and this other stuff. I want to make really popular movies. The way they handled that was to mock him and shame him for the entire Oscars, paddle his fake buttocks. Jonas, I think the shaming of Chalamet probably did not go the way Hollywood expected.
I didn't really. All I had heard was that he said that ballerinas were lame or something like that, or watching a ballet can be boring.
He was using it, Jonas. He was using it as allegory, metaphor for how Hollywood is chasing stuff that Americans don't want to see, and he wants to make things that people want to see.
And he's absolutely correct, and I think that's the problem. Is he at their own Thanksgiving table pointed out the problem? It's when when they say, why don't we have family unity? And you say, well, maybe if dad didn't drink all the time. That may be correct, but it's not what everyone at the table wants to hear.
So I have a theory on this. It's a little tinfoil hat, so go with me here.
I'm ready.
They're tearing down Timothée Chalamet. What is Timothée Chalamet's big movie at the end of this year?
Dune 3.
And what comes out on the same day as Dune 3?
You think
really?
You think Disney that runs the get out of town, dude? You just
Disney
won the day.
wouldn't do that.
Look at those
my
glasses.
goodness.
Look at that move there. Da 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 da.
Yep.
Da 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 da. Marv. Disney runs the Oscars. Disney took down. They tried to take down Chalamet. It's just so sad. Nobody came their way to watch the thing.
Yeah, go figure, right? Also, guys, it's called a humiliation ritual, and they all go through it.
Right. Well, unless you're somebody like Zegler, another female starlet, Billie Eilish, you can't do that. She can.
Oh yeah, the Zegler, Billie Eilish, all of them, they never go through this kind of stuff. Timothée Chalamet is a white male who is getting a lot of big roles in Hollywood right now, and so he has to be torn down. But also, he's going up directly against Avengers Doomsday, so we have to label him as toxic so that people won't want to see Dune 3.
That is an amazing theory. I had not considered that. Wiz, what do you think? Is Marv crazy? Is that real?
No, I think it's right on the money. I don't know if it's if it really is connected to the Avengers thing, but I wouldn't doubt it. I do think that there is going to be an effort to tear him down because he spoke poorly against what they do, and what they do is not making money anymore. So this is a guy who that's what I actually appreciate is about you have Timothée Chalamet, who seems to know what's on the up and up. You've got Michael B. Jordan addressing the audience and saying, thank you for betting on me. These are sentiments that are lost on Hollywood. Like these are actually, even though Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet are Hollywood, these are the sentiments that audiences want to see. Make things for us. Thank us for paying you. And we can't have that. We can't have people questioning how superior Hollywood is next to you silly peons in theaters. We can't have any of that. So it's if you deliver what audiences want, then they feel like they don't have control anymore. And Michael B.
Jordan, though, gave them exactly what they wanted when he freaked out about the Tourette's guy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and handled so poorly. I mean, hey, diverse Hollywood. Hey, you have so much virtue. Sorry, you can't.
I do agree with it.
Yeah.
Oh, he plays the game. I don't doubt it. I'm just saying in his acceptance, we compare like the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix acceptance speech when he won for the first Joker film. And it's like, you made it. You didn't talk about you made it about ideology. This is now a forever tarnished acceptance speech. And we had Michael B. Jordan's and it was like, he put everything aside and he gave a really good speech that was empowering the people that might've been listening. So for that, I'm thankful for.
I can't believe the sequel to Joker didn't do well now. I really
can't believe it.
Seems like there's a connection. There's a connection to these ratings dropping, and there's a connection to the industry dying. And folks, it's not like we take joy in movies going away. Nobody sits here and watches a theater close and says, yippee, we took another one down, boys. No, we're sitting here giving the prescription for getting back to success. The Oscars are a canary in the coal mine. But by the way, we've got plenty of canaries because we're watching the ratings collapse across all these award shows, which means nobody cares about celebrities anymore. Same thing when we watch Access Hollywood be shuttered after 30 years. But here's the other thing, guys. And by the way, to the folks who are marketing Project Hail Mary, you guys just suck because this movie, the big reveal is the alien. But folks, look at this. I am hosting this from, guess where? Project Hail Mary on X, which has revealed the alien that you're supposed to wait 30 minutes of the movie to see. And there it is. And whoopee. Well, I'm not going to hide it if you're not going to hide it. If, fine, whatever. There it is. There's the alien. It's a really cool reveal in the movie. Way to go, marketing team. You guys just are terrible. But anyway, it's even worse that here they have a film that's very 80s Spielbergian. This is a film that could be one of those original IPs. I know there's a book, but it's an original IP to Hollywood. And this could take off if they just gave it any care in the world. It's optimistic, it's hopeful, it's pro-human. Nothing at the Oscars, nothing at any of this stuff. They don't like it because you like it. And they could make money and the industry could survive, it could thrive. But I swear they hate what Americans love. And they hate when we get movies like what we used to all go see together. They want to tear it apart. They want to kill their industry. It's the craziest thing ever.
To quote another agent of chaos, so it's not about money, it's about sending a message. That's what it is.
Message. There you go. So they got a chance here. 1/7 of the entire box office could be earned in the next couple of weeks from Project Hail Mary and Mario Galaxy. Project Hail Mario, right? 1/7 or even 1/6. These two movies combined may make $2 billion if they just get their act right. $2 billion at stake. And what are they doing? Shaking their fist at Americans and saying, how dare you not watch one battle after another? This is the greatest thing. You conservatives, you stink, and the orange Godzilla is going to destroy us all. Yay. Way to go, Hollywood. I can't imagine why you're still falling. Even I, Jonas, even I am beginning to fatigue from telling them over and over, we'd like for you to live. We are trying to help you. We would like for you to stop kicking the ladder out from beneath you, like Peter Dinklage on a tiny Home Depot stepladder. Stop it. Stop it. Get off that.
Pack of Protons for $5. So are we not going to talk about the 6 aliens, cough, cough, meteors that showed up around the country yesterday? They're called undocumented immigrants.
I was going to go with a joke about that's what Wiz was doing last night as he practiced his fake magic. You went with the undocumented. That's,
Yeah.
I think yours was funnier.
Sorry. It was
a choice there. It was me. Pack of Protons for $5. Don't say poo. Drunks feet will magically appear looking for legs to trip. That's right.
Bother.
Yep. Chef Eddie for $5. We need Fake Wizard to decipher the eldritch lexicon and chants of the Disney ceremony of the ascentation of the C-suite.
I'm working on over 100 worst decisions with under Bob Iger's tenure. Like I'm working on a video on it already.
And reminder, ladies and gentlemen, and I listen, that's a 200K video, Wiz, if you can get that.
Yeah.
Here it goes. What did we say? And this was the Patreon post last night, folks. If you're a member of the Patreon, I went through this. I explained. They have done everything they can. They have done everything to have this be above 100 when 12:30 starts. When 1 p.m. starts, right? Because 12:30 is when the stories get written. 1 o'clock, they're live. They need this to be above 100. And that's still not great. They thought they were going to be at 120, 130. They're at 100 and dropping. If this is below, if they're in the 99 territory, man, what a horrible way for Bob Iger to leave out.
Fitting.
By the way, I was trying to say I was muted before. When I was at Magic Kingdom After Hours with Drunk 3PO and X-Wing and Colehauser, we approached the scene of the crime where Jay, did what he did to Winnie the Pooh.
Wait,
grumpy.
I noticed that was neither a confirmation or a denial from a legal standpoint.
No. It was just this is where it was alleged to have happened. It was like going to that spot in Central Park where John Lennon was killed.
Longrua for 50,000 didgeridoos. It seems Nintendo/Universal are taking the girl boss criticism with the original to heart with Galaxy. If you notice, a lot of new movie footage of Peach. Seeing Peach in the racer costume in the first few trailers, I think a lot of people misinterpreted what that was. It is a Mario movie, so it'll be interesting to see how that all turns out. If it turns out that Rosalina is the one that saves the day, that'll be, disappointing. I don't think it'll happen, though.
If Luigi saves the day, I'm all for that. He kind of saved the day in the last one, right? With the little...
With Power of Brotherhood.
That's right. The first one is such a wonderful film. I did not realize how wonderful it was until I watched it again. The first time I watched it, I thought this is a good film. It's a great start for Nintendo, but it felt a little bit soft on story. As I have gone back and watched it again, I realized what a roller coaster it is for kids, and watching it with kids and seeing how they're taking it in really caused me to rethink and go, this is actually like a game. It's like how Miyamoto puts a game together. These pieces that are placed together, it just leads the child through everything in the right way, and it's magnificent. And I can't wait for the next one. I know they've got to juggle this girl boss issue, right? And that's kind of foreign to Japan to try to figure this thing out. But they're also trying to launch this princess line. So if they've got Peach and Rosalina and Toadette and Daisy and all the rest, if they've got all of these princesses that they want to make be something that rivals Disney princesses, they've got to figure out a way to make them popular with girls, but they also can't go too far into the girl boss trope that has become just part of the woke effort.
Well, I mean, they do make it pretty clear that Rosalina is more powerful than any of them, which I think is fine with the lore.
Well, I mean, she's like a cosmic being, so I get that. But we also see Rosalina actually getting like beaten by Bowser Jr. in the trailer, and if Peach does not lose or get put on the back foot in any way, shape, or form in the first Mario Brothers movie. It's the one criticism I have.
And yet somehow every Wednesday she ends up kidnapped by Bowser.
She gets it by
get it. We get
bomb.
it.
You know the big bomb with the mustache takes her out when she's got the ice flower. That's why Mario has to come save the day.
Oh, okay, right. When Bowser does take her, though, it's because they threaten the Toads, not because he takes her.
But
like
please,
she would have fought the entire Koopa Troopa army if they let it go. Like that. Every time I watch that, I get a little more annoyed at how girl bossy they made Peach. Where she was like, "I didn't get it the first time either," and he's like, "You probably got it the first time." She's like, "Yeah, I got it the first time," and I'm like, "Why?
Right?
Why do you get it the first time?" Like,
he's voiced by Anna Taylor-Joy.
Just please, no more Donkey Kong, Seth Rogen. Just limit it. Just use the
he's
lines
not in
last
Galaxy. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, Mario.
There's going to be a whole Donkey Kong spinoff, Donkey Kong Country, Bonanza. They're going to get a whole series of Seth Rogens.
Oh, please. Can he make gummy bears instead? Remake that.
Even better. Every Kong is voiced by Seth Rogen. That's what it's going to be. Cranky Kong, Diddy Kong. And they're all Seth Rogen.
What is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? It's too early.
That's what's going to happen.
Snarky D for $5. Wokebusters 2016 started, according to DA and Community last night. As that Derek Anderson, 50% in a decade. We'll be dead in a year.
I would say 2016 Ghostbusters is pretty much what started the people pushing back against all of this.
Right. The calling out of, hey, you can't insult your intended audience and expect that audience to also show up. So
because it was the first mass pushback that we really saw, and it was the first time Hollywood really freaked out about it.
Yeah.
Well, it was also Harvey and the Island Man. So you got to throw that in there, because what did Hollywood have to do, right? Because they perceive themselves as gods, or at least demigods. And so if you are trying this ideological thing that Americans don't want, and then it also turns out that you have been engaged in some of the most heinous, awful, terrible, depraved things, you got to pretend like you are morally superior to every other person on the planet, and you are going to distill the values that you came up with 5 minutes ago. All of that put together is a maelstrom of muck in Hollywood.
In Scream 3, because I just watched all the Scream movies for the first time this past month. But in Scream 3, there's a character that is 100%. It's a movie producer who's 100% Harvey Weinstein. And, you know, with like what he does with women and stuff like that. And the film is produced by Miramax.
Perfect.
So,
yeah.
You know, that's exactly what you're saying.
Well, Meryl Streep should be in there somewhere, right?
Oh, giving a standing ovation, I'm sure.
Of course.
Let's see here. Gilliam. Oh, wait. Texas 84 for $5. When is Igor park celebration with cupcakes and merch? He would hate to have his celebration in those parks. He's not a fan.
He needs an animatronic. We need to make an animatronic of Iger as fast as possible.
He needs a private Brentwood party to celebrate his exit.
If the stock keeps dropping, this is going to be what they serve at Disney parks for him.
Do it live.
Oh, I thought you meant Igor from Epic Universe at first. He's not a huge fan of the theme parks either.
Igor's a fun character. Gilliam 2 also. Apparently Bela Lugosi was actually the originator of the character of Igor in the silent film, or the black and whites.
Ooh, we're 5 cents away from dipping under 100.
Gilliam 2 gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships.
Yep. All right, sitting there at 105. You're right, Marv. We're 5 cents away from being under 100. Oh, my.
Let's see if Josh has friends on the other side. O2RR for 5. How about a group sip to celebrate Bob Iger's departure? Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Let's see. And I need to make a note of that. We've got a list of supporters out there who are getting clips. I need to put O2RR down for a clip.
Yeah.
All right.
What are you going to do with that? Are you going to make him like an R2D2?
There's no avatar, so we are the clean slate for O2RR.
We're 2 cents away.
Oh my! All right, everybody.
Looking at finance right now. It's 100.02.
Simultaneous step in 3, 2, 1. Wiz, what you got in that mug? Show that. Well, hold on. Bring that mug back. That's a mug. What is that?
Yeah, it is. The Mandalorian.
Mugdalorian.
A Mugdalorian.
From season 1, when it was still exciting. Yeah.
Episode 1, I would say.
There's no blue milk in that. Marv, you don't have any blue milk, no pink milk in the Epcot cup.
Definitely no pink milk.
That's a nice Epcot.
Oh, I like
I
that.
have coffee with butterbeer flavored creamer in it right now.
Oh, that's perfect.
That sounds wonderful.
Sugar free.
The Princess Steve for $2. Interesting. Hello, darlings. Thank you for all that you do.
That's Steve from
plural?
Under Rock.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Can we make you listen? I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you do.
I don't know
It's
who
Steve.
you are.
That's him.
But I am begging you. I'm begging you. I know this is probably an account that changes every week, and you're another meme. Please never change. Please stay there.
Oh my!
Don't go back to being Lauren's bald spot if that's who you are.
I got to tell you, after last night. So here's how this played out. Wilton tells me, which is really Steve, and you all know it. Wilton tells me we're going to play Rocket League on that game place, and that he is a champ level 1, which is like in most games that would be like a master right below grandmaster. Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
We're under 100.
Oh my gosh. Pause the Steve talk. This is not good.
Get out of here, Steve.
This is not good. Holy moly.
And it's going.
Holy moly. All right. Well, Bob today.
We need rest. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
As is the stock. All right. So last night, I'm told by Wilton, as we get ready to play Rocket League, that he is a champ level 1. And so I have been at that level before. I'm not at that level anymore. I don't play it enough to do that. We get there, and he says, oh, by the way, in his Wilton voice, oh, by the way, I looked at it. It's actually, I wasn't a champ level 1. I one time made it all the way to Plat 1.
Actually, he has almost a Daffy Duck quality to it.
He does. So I played with Wilton last night, and not only was he not at the skill level I expected for Rocket League, but I also discovered that Steve has an attention span. And after 30 minutes of playing, the level of deterioration in his skills was quite significant. And then he began just typing to the enemy team, asking them to forfeit every single game, because that was funny. It was a rollicking good time from Princess Steve. Rollicking. Much better at Fortnite.
Mech for 5. So if this drops eventually below 80, can Peltz and Junior Ellison make a fresh bid for Disney? Did Ellison make an actual bid for Disney?
No, I think Netflix would make the bid for Disney if it came down to that. Because remember, Netflix, the reason Netflix needed Warner Brothers to begin with was that they have with Stranger Things gone, they have no IP left.
They got
Squid One Piece.
One Piece.
Now they've got One Piece. Yeah, Squid Games is over.
Reboot it.
Oh, nothing is truly gone on Netflix. What is it like? Even Disney Plus is doing live stage shows of Bluey. They're going to put that on Disney Plus. So
here's what I thought was going to happen today. I'll just tell you this. Usually I know I'm on the money with Disney, but this time it's like a 92, 93% accuracy. This may go in the 7% because internally, maybe I should just not tell this because people think I'm right all the time on it. But no, I'll share this. I really thought that they were going to play up this Josh Tomorrow thing, give us another announcement or two, and shareholders are going to get excited, a little bit of a buzz about this, and the stock was going to go up. But we're not seeing that. And if nothing gets them jazzed about today, you could see the stock stumble down, no financial advice, but you could see it stumble down into the low 90s. You could see it get down in the 80s. And then without an Iger there, maybe Disney is up for sale.
You never know.
I think
what a day.
ESPN. I think ESPN is probably the first thing that gets sold, honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
Because from a
I'm
Wall
checking
Street
it
perspective, the nervousness around the cost of sports contracts right now, I don't know. I haven't heard Josh Tomorrow speak authoritatively on where he thinks the company is heading, other than technology, which is vague and stupid. Everything is technology these days, so that means nothing. It's like saying synergy.
He's so weak.
What do you mean by that?
And he's got to change that perception in this meeting today. He is so weak. When he came out and said that Dana Walden outdrinks him, it wasn't prompted. It wasn't preempted. Nobody asked him a question about this. He just volunteered that I can handle one shot of tequila and then I'm done. But Dana, she's a drinker now. She can beat me. And it's like, what are you doing, man? Why don't you just tell people
she knows
Dana
how to drink? She's
better than you do?
Harris.
Why don't you just call her a hooker? I mean, honestly, what kind of image are we trying to portray for our TV executive?
I mean, at the end of the day, when you play with the Grandmaster, you eventually get better than the plebs. Like, she drinks with Kamala Harris.
Yep. Glug glug. Dogecoin for $2. Know about Race Swapped Annie 2014? This isn't new. Yeah, in order to do Annie, to make a production of Annie, they had to do something to get attention, and they weren't going to give a little white girl a lead role at that point.
Well, so that was Will Smith bought the rights to Annie because he wanted his daughter Willow to do it, and then she didn't want to do it. I think so. They did it with somebody else because they had just redone the Karate Kid with Jaden. So he now wanted Willow to do Annie, and Willow didn't want to do that. But then Willow went insane anyway, like the rest of them.
Right. Jamie Foxx was very mad. I think that one leaked online, and Jamie Foxx blamed that for the stumble at the box office. So bet your bottom dollar that was incorrect. Snarky D for $5. Wiz, I have been watching your content and really enjoying. You deserve all the attention you are getting and more. Thank you.
Thank you, Snarky. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
My wife really enjoys your videos also. Like when I put them on, like she's always like commenting on like the things that you're saying, because you say a lot of things that like really like hit home and encourage thinking.
I hope so. I hope that's the case. Yes. I try to be whether you're in it or if you're a normie bystander, like either way, I hope to hit that. So
she said I really like his videos. Also, is he Asian?
No, no, but it's like the older I get, I look like Brock from Pokemon. Like it's just getting worse, man.
Well, on Culture Crossfire last week,
I look like
we
know.
had multiple people in the chat asking if you were Asian last week on Culture Crossfire.
Yes,
he's actually Ethiopian. What are you all talking about? Can't you see it?
I'm a mudblood Irishman, and yeah, I don't know.
He's an Irish wizard. Kalia for $5. Do we think potential exists for Disney to go full Cracker Barrel? No. The DEI initiatives will keep. Oh, Cracker Barrel. Sorry. Or are there too many safeguards due to what media they own to maintain control? Disney is a corporate holding company for intellectual property at this point. They're just managing assets. So, yes, I do believe they have what it takes to go full Cracker Barrel.
I didn't believe this until yesterday when we found out the power structure that Dana Walden has created underneath herself. And I looked at that and I said, all the people who said she's going to take out Josh. And I said, no. Wall Street's not going to allow that. Wall Street's going to manage this. They're not stopping her from setting the system up to take it over. She's got all the power.
He's got the power. The power to tell you what video games you're going to be playing based off of the massive library of Disney IP.
She only doesn't have theme parks and cruises. That's
By
it.
the way, putting that under her, and I don't mean this to be derogatory towards women, but that to me says mobile games.
Yeah, Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what with the most recent study on trying to appeal to women in gaming. That's basically what that means, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but why? If I can ask, why would they put Josh Tomorrow up then if Dana's just going to knock him out?
I think they put Josh Tomorrow up because I think that he is more the people in control of Wall Street, including James Gorman, formerly of Morgan Stanley. I think they are more comfortable with Josh Tomorrow that he's not going to rock the boat. I think when Bob Chapek left and Bob Iger came in, that was them trying to say it will be more of what you're used to. I think this is a stock price company and nothing else at this point. They don't do anything innovative. They just need shareholders who are not really paying attention, that don't understand theme parks, to say, wow, that looks like that could make money at some point. Like that Olaf animatronic. Until those things are huggable, they're useless as far as theme parks and magic go. That is made to impress adults, not humans.
Well, let me show a story that I was not planning to go to. And
adults,
this
not humans.
If StreamYard will allow me to share this.
Yes.
StreamYard has frozen up for Poor Pro. We'll pull it up in just a second, but here we go. It's going to allow it. Okay. Thank you, StreamYard. So I was not going to bring this up quite yet, but this goes to what Wiz is saying. Dana Walden is taking over. And when Wiz asks why is this being allowed? I think that Wall Street only kept Dana Walden in this special number 2 spot to maintain the relationships with Hollywood, because Hollywood was ready to revolt against them if Dana was not in charge. And so they gave her this very special number 2 spot, brand new, never had this before at Disney, where she is now directly under Josh Tomorrow. He's the boss, but she's directly under him, and she controls everything else that so far that I can tell outside of theme parks and cruises, but she's got everything else. Now, Dana has set up a power structure underneath her, and we covered this on That Park Place. We might go there in just a minute, but Debbie O'Connell? That's her name, right? I just wrote this.
Deborah, yes.
Deborah O'Connell. She is the new person that they put in power, and she is directly under Dana Walden. Dana Walden's made a new job for her, and that woman, we believe, has serious connections with putting divisive stuff in kids' content. So they're right back to it. Now, this is coming out of the New York Post, and this is really bad for Disney and for investors. If you want to get worried about anything, if you're a Disney investor, this is what you get worried about. From Alexander Steigrad, top Disney exec miserable over reporting to number 2 Dana Walden after major corporate reshuffle. Who is this about? Jonas, I don't know if you've seen this yet. Alan Bergman. Alan Bergman in theatrical is reporting to Dana Walden and can't stand it. And he was one of the ones who was considered for CEO.
Right.
Can't stand it.
Yeah, we got some inside information back in the day that we were a little bit more vague about, that there were, when Dial of Destiny came out, that Alan Bergman was frustrated with the content that he was given to deliver, and Dana Walden was frustrated with the marketing of Dial of Destiny, that there was 2 camps in the corporate offices.
Yep.
And obviously in that, Kathleen Kennedy's still there, Dana Walden even higher, and now in charge of Alan Bergman. So if you get this person who is in, it's difficult to see the things that she's doing that actually make money. It's hard to quantify if the shows that she has had any that fall under her jurisdiction, if they're popular because of her or in spite of her. But if I were Alan Bergman, I probably would be miserable as well to have the person who took the chief position away from him by being made co-chief. All of a sudden, he wasn't chief; he was co-chief of Disney Entertainment, and now he is reporting to the head of Disney Entertainment. So he got demoted in all of this.
And this is the woman. This is the woman who defended and protected Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm, Dana Walden, while Bergman's trying to get this thing figured out and get this fixed, and Dana Walden won't let it happen. And then she empowers Lucasfilm with all this money flowing in. I mean, insane amounts, budgets being given to Lucasfilm for Disney Plus. Remember, Dana Walden runs Disney Plus. She's giving like How much was it they gave to Andor? Was that a $500 million?
I think it was closer to 700. Oh, for season 2, yeah, probably 500 million. It was getting close to Rings of Power level of spend on a show that almost no one watched, so they could get some Emmys. That's the only thing that they have had to really praise Dana Walden at this point is Emmy Awards and whatever happens to be sitting on Hulu right now.
Right. Jimmy Kimmel loves Dana Walden. Dana Walden basically is the one who saved his rear and brought him back in. And now, but Wall Street, James P. Gorman and Hugh Johnston, they come up with a plan, it seems like, for Dana Walden to stay because Hollywood is going to be furious if a non-Hollywood guy, that's like Bob Chapek again, right? If a non-Hollywood guy, white dude, is given the power and a woman is passed over, not going to happen. And Dana can walk, and that's, boy, then they got a problem. They got 3 white dudes at the top of the company, 4 white dudes, 5 white dudes. So they got to keep Dana, anything, right? They keep Dana, and it looks like she has developed this crazy power structure under her. And this just came out yesterday. Where is the announcement of Josh D'Amaro creating this power structure? No, it's Dana. And Dana is hiring this woman and creates an entirely new job underneath her for O'Connell. And O'Connell is this person under Disney who has been partnering with Glisten and GLAAD and all of these sociopolitical things for kids. And that's what Dana Walden is doing. And she's been left, there's not been enough supervision of this. And she's carved out an area now where she's going to be hugely powerful and hard, difficult to deal with.
You notice how no one's really talking about Thomas Maslin taking that spot there. No one on Wall Street actually cares about who is in charge of Disney experiences at this point, even though that is the money-making engine of the entire company. They're very focused on Dana Walden. I think there's an item in Wall Street where they fall for, in the same way that politicians fall for the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, thinking that they're important. The movies at the box office generally don't move the needle for the Disney stock price, and they shouldn't. However, if you look at Nintendo, Pocopia doing big for Nintendo raises the stock price for Nintendo. So I would say video games are probably more important for Disney. There's a lot more that can be done to move the stock price for Disney if video games are really something they're going to lean into. But I don't think they're going to do it in a smart way. I don't think they're going to create something that appeals to gamers, because gamers, well, Nintendo owns that market for the market that Disney traditionally should be going for. And then after that, you get into these properties that are, well, Marvel, which can do well when you give it to Sony. And you get Star Wars, which can do well, but that hasn't. Wizard, what are your thoughts on the market breakdown of Disney's audience versus the market breakdown of people who actually pay money for video games?
I mean, it's 2 completely different people.
Yeah.
I mean, I would see it as 2 different people. I wish that Disney invested more into video games, because they have all these legendary IPs that could make like billions. They could make billions on gaming with what they've got. But Bob Iger and the people around him still see video games. Even if we just listen to how he talks about video games, and it's such a passive thing. It's like, oh, those are children's toys. We're so much better than that. Like, they could make literal billions if they were more controlled with what they do. But instead, and that's not even to say they need to be developing it themselves, but Star Wars Outlaws, you had this massive license game. You gave it to Ubisoft. It cost a fortune to develop it, and it made it actually diminished the Star Wars brand a little bit more on the other end of that. And they keep having these problems. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now we have child gambling attached to Star Wars forever now, because Disney wasn't involved with that. So they're so, a dime today, what could be $1 tomorrow, and it's really terrible. But what's the first thing they did when they got Lucasfilm? Shut down LucasArts. Oh, LucasArts, which made incredible video games at the time and throughout all of their history. So I wish there was some, but I just pulled it up again here. I mean, Disney invested $1.5 billion into Epic Games to partner in with Fortnite. Nothing has come of that yet. There is nothing.
Right.
We got pictures and screenshots. Nothing. Zero. Right. That was years ago.
They've had more license to do more items in not the eShop, the Fortnite shop, and it's moved some V-Bucks. And that's about it.
but it was supposed to be this world, and that's
Right.
and I don't know if it's ever going to happen or what's going to
It's
happen
the
there.
digital version of Abu Dhabi Disney. That's what it
Yes.
is.
Yeah, and by the way, they could have been paid for that instead of paying for it. So it's like, what are you doing? That was a move to move the stock price, not to make money. Let's get some super chats here. The Princess Steve for $2. In real life, Steve needs more love and less goldfish. Agreed.
He needs less goldfish, that's for sure.
Just Jay 10 for 2. What needs to happen for Iger to change his mind? He just
out.
needs a few more seasons of that girls' football club that he bought, or soccer club, yeah, whatever they call it over there.
Today is Bob's first day as consultant.
Yep. Packing Protons for $2. Sell the Muppets. Sell Star Wars. Hey, Universal. There's a rumor that
No,
Muppets.
Josh loves the Muppets. Just ask him. He wants more Muppets in the parks as the
Yeah.
guy who got rid of the Muppets in the parks.
Yeah, the rumor is that Muppet Studios is now being included as a Disney Experiences segment, which that's horrifying. Let's see here. Packing Protons for $5. How many has he had? Just the one. Just the one. That guy passed away recently too. The bartender from Back to the Future 3. So rest in peace, sir.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw that.
Packing Protons for $2. Jonas is really Asian and 5'1". It's true. I just want to know why you got a B instead of an A.
You can hear it in the voice.
Yes. You do not truly know someone until you fight them. Packing Protons for $2. Wall Street are a bunch of censored. Yes. Packing Protons for $2. Are humans not adults? That was an interesting little accident there. I meant children as opposed to adults. And Disney right now is a lifestyle brand for grown-ups who there's a large segment of it of people who just don't want to grow up, which
They're Toys R Us kids.
yeah. Oh man, what a song. Snarky D for $5. Disney stock price today is as low as it is based on lies. It should be much lower. What's the guy's name that was from Value Act Capital Management? He said the Disney stock price should be at least $80 per share based on theme parks alone. And yet here we are. It's 100. That means
Nona Benjamin.
that means Fox, Star Wars, all those things, about $20. Kaylee for $5. If Disney goes full Cracker Barrel, that would translate into an 80% drop from their high into a norm. That would be Nelson Peltz and even me territory.
Well, before you think that's crazy, we're down 50%. This was at $200, dancing right at $200, $198, $199 under Bob Chapek. So Bob Iger came in, we're down 50, 30 more gets you to 80.
Yep, that's crazy. Cracker Barrel. Snarky D for $5. Disney couldn't touch Nintendo even if they did it well. No, they really could not. And I appreciate the lack of compatibility between creative Japanese people and Disney. So Ruby Hove gifted 1 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you very much, Ruby.
Thank you, Ruby.
Doge Pal for $2. Selling Muppets / Star Wars does nothing if leadership kept.
Oh yeah.
There's almost nothing they can do with the people that they currently have at the company. This is why technology is the only thing they have. They can't say it's going to be creativity that fixes all of this because they don't have that.
And it's not even just them. It's all of Hollywood. It's all of the entertainment. All of entertainment culture has lost the ability to be creative. That's why we're finding it in individuals now and not with mega companies. They can't do it.
What were you going to say, Marv?
Dave Filoni will be at Lucasfilm for the next 30 years minimum.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to hire him now? The Princess Steve for $2. Someday my prince will come. Marv, interested?
No.
Yikes. Yikes. Yikes.
The media is turning on Bob Iger as he's out the door at the Walt Disney Company. No more the CEO. Business Insider suddenly making the shift. Outgoing Disney CEO Bob Iger was supposed to turn the company around. Turn the company's stock price around, that is. Here's what got in the way. Oh, something got in the way? Oh my, what do you say? The stock didn't go the way it was supposed to? Naomi Buchanan is writing this one. I'm assuming it's behind a paywall, but I'll read the first bit of it. It says, Disney stock underperformed the S&P 500 during Bob Iger's most recent stint as CEO. We were not allowed to say this, folks. You know that the media was not saying this until the day Bob Iger was gone. During Iger's first run as top exec, the stock significantly outperformed the broader market. Oh, really? Streaming and changing media landscape were factors that stood between Iger and market-beating gains. Bob Iger is retiring. The two-time Disney CEO leaves behind a complicated legacy with Wall Street investors. By the way, he's not retiring, just switching roles. He's a consultant with Disney for the next whoever knows how long. He'll be there forever, into the 2030s at least. Iger will be succeeded by Josh D'Amaro, has led Disney as CEO for nearly 2 decades, but the company's stock performance during his tenure has been mixed. We were not supposed to be able to say this, ladies and gentlemen. You're not supposed to say this about Bob. You're not supposed to say that the stock dropped in the past 5 years, 47.67%. That doesn't look good. You're not supposed to say that the stock at $100.04 at the time of recording has been here since what? Since 2015? 11 years? Hello, folks. Have you heard of inflation? Just if the thing had stayed the same, it would be up, what, 30%? And instead, it's exactly the same. Because it's the same, it's not the same. It's not been performing well. CNBC is presenting this as a new dawn, a new era. Disney embarks on new chapters. Josh D'Amaro takes over as CEO. This by Lillian Rizzo. Josh D'Amaro officially takes over. Most recently, the chairman of Disney Experiences Division. D'Amaro's appointment will be effective at the Disney annual shareholder meeting. There he is. Look how happy he is. He's taking over. Get rid of Bob. Folks, look at this. This is what they're saying now. You couldn't say this before. The longtime Disney executive takes over after a period of uncertainty. Bob Iger, was it? He was presiding over a period of uncertainty, including a closely watched succession race and a recent reorganization and turnaround that has left it with a mixed reception at Wall Street. Disney stock is down more than 10% year to date. You could not say these things in the mainstream media. It wasn't allowed. In fact, it's getting so bad now that even Disney is having to defend Bob. And I don't know that it's in their interest to defend Bob. An era of growth, shares the Boardwalk Times. Disney has a graphic highlighting the growth during the Bob Iger era, 2005 to 2025. Well, of course, if you go all the way back to 2005, of course it's going to look a lot better, because it was a lot better until the last decade when Bob Iger had political aspirations and he decided to put Disney in the middle of his political aspirations and use it as a vehicle to possibly make a run. He chose not to, but now that he's done, Disney's having to defend this, because when you look at these numbers, folks, what does that say to you? Nothing when you go look at the stock. It just doesn't matter when the stock drops. There's no saving this. And now the media immediately, and this is how you know the media is so freaking fake. This is why you know they just lie to your face. The legacy media. Because the day Bob leaves, they turn on him. They always knew. They always knew. Marv, they refuse to say what's true until it's convenient to do so. Your thoughts on Bob Iger's honeymoon, his 5-year honeymoon finally ending as the divorce happens?
Well, there's a new Tookus to kiss. So, out with the old Tookus and in with the new Tookus. They all start kissing up to Josh D'Amaro now, and so now they have to make him seem like the savior of Disney. Up to the point where Bob Iger left, they had to pretend that everything was going great, and he was handing it off at a high point. Now all of a sudden they can, but I mean, so the Hollywood trades are still firmly embedded at Bob, because we saw them say things like, one of the Bob Iger's claims to fame in this run is that he successfully negotiated with Ron DeSantis after the parental rights and education bill thing. And that was a blatant lie. They lost everything.
Yes, losing a case is not successfully negotiating it.
Yeah.
They tried to make the case that it was a freedom of speech issue. They lost in every jurisdiction that they were in. And then after it was thrown out twice, they settled the case. So that's like being fired and saying, I successfully negotiated severance.
Can I tell you guys that I think what's going to happen here now, possibly, depending on how things go for the Disney stock, the guy who did this to Magic Kingdom, Josh D'Amaro, the guy who's presided over one of the worst times in the parks, and he might be a nice guy, I don't know, but he's not presenting himself as a strong CEO as we get ready to go. I think that if the stock drops, there's going to be a move from the media who are united with, a certain political party and movement. I think that Josh D'Amaro is in danger of being quickly replaced by Dana Walden if the stock drops. It's not going to be blamed on Bob necessarily going forward. It's Josh's fix now. It's Josh's mess. And if he can't fix it and fix it fast, Dana Walden's going to take over this company and she's going to move it farther left. What do you think?
Easily.
It's very possible. It's scary possible that Josh tomorrow could be used as a pawn fall guy for Dana Walden to take over. That's such a scary sentiment, because it's going to be not only more of the same but worse of the same. And it's the parks, that you look at the state of the park that the parks are in. You look at the movies, you look at Disney Plus, you look at how they handled Hulu, the 20th Century Fox merge. You go through the whole backlog of everything that Bob Iger's been a part of. Dana Walden was there for a lot of that. Josh Tomorrow's been involved in a lot of that. These are not good leaders because we've seen them lead. They're not the best. But what I'm concerned with, and we keep pulling up, the stock price as Josh Tomorrow takes over. I don't understand, and maybe this is just me. If you're an investor, I don't understand how you can look at the years of, we cover it here every day, the years of track record of terrible decisions, and then have any faith in a company like this, not just this company, in a company like this that has nothing but bad decisions and failure after failure, to the tune of hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know why, more people wouldn't be saying abandon ship. And I'm not saying this as financial advice at all. That's not what this is. I'm genuinely asking the question. How could you put any faith at all as a fan, as a shareholder, as a Star Wars fan, a Disney fan? You like Mickey Mouse or you like Kermit the Frog. How could you look at the new leadership taking over and think that anything is going to get remotely better at all? It's not. It's just not going to happen.
Here's what's amazing. We get called all kinds of names by the Disney shills, the pixie dusters. You know them. They hate us because we tell the truth, and we're telling the truth because they say, well, you just, everything Disney does, you're negative. And you look at this and you say, okay, guys, you're down basically 50%. Like, what do you want us to do? You want us to go out there and just whistle past the graveyard? Is that what you want? Because that's what you guys do. No, we're going to do something else. We're going to tell, hey, your stock is dropping, your company is dropping. Here's how you change it. And now what are we looking at? We're saying, I remember that as soon as the pandemic was about to hit and Bob Iger found out what was going down in China, Bob Iger dropped out, handed it to Chapek, and then the idea was Chapek's going to crash and Bob Iger can come back in and save the day. Didn't happen, right? Because look at that stock. What happened when Bob Iger got out of there? Bob Chapek soared that sucker to almost 200, okay? If you go back a little bit farther, it's closer to 200. 191 is the closest we can see in the 5-year right now. So it's actually worse than the drop that it shows. But it was tickling 200. So what did they do? Well, darn it, Bob Chapek refused to be the fall guy. So starting in about January, okay, we got January 7th, 2022, around here, the stock is at 157. That's when they started that parental rights, protest and walking out. And it was the Don't Say Gay in Florida and Pixar and Lucasfilm, and everybody walks out and the stories come out and Chapek's evil and he's a bumbling, blubbering idiot and all this kind of stuff. They drove the stock down until it was time for Bob Iger to come back in. And I just look at this scenario again and I say, wait a minute. You're telling me that here we are handing the baton, and this is in a place right now where Disney is kind of disgraced and we could see the stock drop potentially. And if it does, who's ready to take it over? Dana Walden. And what does that mean? Another fall guy. We gave it to Josh tomorrow to be a fall guy potentially. How? I mean, what a screwed up company this has become. Jonas, where am I wrong on this?
No, I don't think you're far off. It's hard to imagine them getting back down below 90 at this point, but they've been so mismanaged that anything's possible. I think with this company, what they really want to be is as close to stable as possible. Unfortunately, the entertainment has become so volatile that this game of musical chairs just continues and continues. And with the Warner Brothers deal that just happened, I think that there's going to be even more attention paid to a company like Disney. If a company on the $1 trillion valuation side decides that they want to get into the entertainment space in a different way, like say Apple just suddenly decides that they want to buy Disney, I don't think they should, and I don't think that's really something that they need to be considering, but it's possible. Or an Amazon or a Microsoft decides that the way forward is to integrate Copilot into every Disney ride for some stupid reason that they want to try to jazz their stock price with. That is the point that would drive the stock price up. I don't know what they could do at this point. Abu Dhabi Disney is probably good for some temporary growth, but I don't think a lot of the investors truly understand this product. I do think Josh D'Amaro understands theme parks. I don't like what he's doing with theme parks, but I think he understands it. If they put Dana Walden in charge of the company, they will have no one at the top of this company that understands theme parks, which will bring them back to the Bob Iger era, but with less charm. She is so bad in interviews. She's not able to pull the wool over people's eyes once she actually starts talking. And that was Bob Iger's greatest skill.
Think about this, Jonas. There were only 2 candidates ever really in contention. One of them has been named CEO at a time when the stock could really drop. If it drops, the media, the institutions are going to demand Walden. And there's nobody else because we've just done a 3-year succession where there was nobody else. And let me show this to you, Jonas, because this is amazing to me. I know you know this. We've never said this on this show before, ever. This company is down 47.52%. The S&P 500 is up 70%. Folks, if Disney had done what the S&P 500 did, the Disney stock would be over $300. Instead, it's at $100. If it goes much lower, if it drops down into the 90s and significantly and stays there in the 80s and stays there, they're going to shout for Dana, Jonas. They're going to ask for the poison pill, not knowing she'll kill it.
Yeah, to me, this is like signing up for the presidency itself. It is a thankless job to try to preside over something that you effectively cannot make changes to. This is a board-controlled company, except when Bob Iger is at the helm. And I think that it's shifting more to the board than it has in the past. So I think it's somebody who needs glory, but is not really capable of making good changes. This is a rubber stamp job from here on out. Technology. I laugh as I hear them talk about technology for this company. What is the next thing they're going to do? They're going to get a bunch of Emmy awards. Oh, well, who awards the Emmys? The people that we cover favorably on all of our news sites. Mm-hmm. This is a vortex of filth just circling. And right now, just there's a little bit of something in the water you don't want there. But as less and less people get out, that water's just going to get muckier and muckier and muckier. And eventually the vortex stops and it's going to get scummier and scummier. They need something new at this company. And Dana Walden, where she is, Josh D'Amaro moving up a chair. Well, they're putting a booster seat on his original chair. That's not a change. They need change to unlock the growth potential of this company. And they're not going to do anything that unlocks the growth potential of this company because they're scared of what actual creative vision would do for any of their brands.
Well said. I can't top that. Jonas, for that, you get the final word. Well, there's a new Spider-Man trailer out there, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and although it is quite popular, I'm here to say it's a bad sign for the MCU. We're not just going to dump on it, folks, but strategically, we got a problem. We got a big problem, or at least Disney does. Tom Holland confirms Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer drops tomorrow. That was the article that came out on Geeks and Gamers the day before. So, folks, if you want to know what's going to happen, be on geeksandgamers.com or thatparkplace.com. March 17th announced, March 18th, here it comes. And what do we got? Well, folks, here's Spider-Man Brand New Day. The trailer is out, and look out. This is being posted everywhere. Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out on the Sony YouTube channel, the Marvel YouTube channel, the Sony Pictures YouTube channel, the Spider-Man itself YouTube channel, and everywhere else. And look at the ratio. It's utterly positive. People are loving this thing. Can I tell you something that's funny, though? It really. The funny thing, though, is The PlayStation channel is getting more views than all of these combined. I don't know what that means, but it means PlayStation is popular, eh? But Spider-Man No Way Home is out. Excuse me, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer is out, and it's very glum. Here he is looking at Zendaya. She's the most popular actress in Hollywood. You all know that, right? Right? No? Maybe? Okay. She's the love of his life. He's forgot all about her, and he's washing his Spider-Man stuff. He's all alone again. He's Peter Parker with nowhere to go. He's cracking jokes, but it looks sad. And we find out in the trailer that Peter Parker, well, spiders apparently go in life cycles. Didn't know that before, but they do. It's not biologically true, but hey, they go through life cycles. And if you live through it like a cat with 9 lives, then you come out better on the other side. So he's got to do that. That's the MacGuffin. That's what we got to do, is find some way to keep him alive and keep his powers. And he's doing Spider-Man stuff. And well, is that enough? I don't know, but there's some samurai crazy. Let's find. Where's the guy at in here that we need to see? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, no.
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
Just who everyone wants to see right now.
Mark Gruffalo, the Ruffalo, is here. All right. So the Hulk is going to be in it, or the Hulk has to be in it. If they put him in there and the Hulk's not in there, that's like getting.
They said the Savage Hulk is in it.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
Yeah,
Savage
we're
Hulk.
getting Gray Hulk.
We know Sadie Sink is going to be there, and she's almost certainly going to be Jean Grey. But here's the problem.
I hope not.
The trailer is so small. It feels like it should be a Disney Plus episode. Now, Spider-Man has goodwill, and it's not on the radar of people saying, uh-oh, bad things are going to happen. So it's got such positive reception right now, but I see a strategic problem. And here's the problem. This is the last Marvel movie before we go into Avengers Doomsday. I see nothing in the marketing that connects this to Doomsday. I see nothing that gets me excited for what's coming out on Marvel after this. And the other problem is, all of these people, Zendaya, the sidekick, and Tom Holland, they've aged out of what they're trying to do now. These are not kids. These are 30-year-olds or getting close to it. Maybe beyond. I don't know their exact ages, but they look like they're about 30, 31. That's a different era for Spider-Man. It's a different era for Peter Parker. And we're still playing kids, and it's starting to feel like we're doing a reboot of Saved by the Bell again, one too many, and we all just need to accept that this thing's got to progress. Going from No Way Home and what that was and how amazing it was to this, guys, I got to go from Tobey Maguire and what's my other guy's name, guys?
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. I got to go from Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to Mark Ruffalo. That's what you served me. That's my dessert after No Way Home. Is this guy who hates me, and another CGI Hulk, red, blue, green. It's all the Crayola Hulks of the world. Give me a break. This is not so. Right now, everybody's positive. But don't be surprised if this starts to change. Wiz, give me your thoughts, your ideas on Spider-Man in this trailer. Did it do anything for you that I'm just missing?
This feels like see, I want to be optimistic. I want to say that, like, hey, No Way Home was good. You enjoyed Homecoming, and Michael Keaton was great. And there are elements to the Tom Holland Spider-Man films that are really good. Elements. But we look at this, what I see here is this feels like a comic book crossover event, not a Spider-Man movie. And this needed to be a Spider-Man pure movie.
We still haven't gotten one of those. We still haven't
gotten one of those with him. And I think that's a massive shame. It's to the detriment of Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Right.
There is a lot of problems I have with this, for everything that, even bringing Hulk into this Spider-Man movie. Punisher is in this. Why? We can't get a good Punisher out of Disney, and now he's in a Spider-Man film. The secrecy around who Sadie Sink is playing in this. Some people say she's playing Jean Grey. That's what a lot of the reports are. Okay, why? Why would Jean Grey be introduced in a Sony Spider-Man movie? Bringing back Zendaya and the friend. I can't stand them in the other 3 films. I can't stand them at all. And the whole forgetting them was supposed to be forgetting them and moving on to continuing forward. But rehashing that, and this film is going to make $1 billion. We know that. I believe it's going to make $1 billion. Is it going to be a good layup for Doomsday? Absolutely not. And we know that that's the case because they were filmed, had nothing to do with each other when they were being created. So this is not a good setup for Doomsday. Maybe there will be something after the credits and it'll be like a single little scene, or, maybe that'll be the first time we see, something or other for Doomsday, but it's going to be inconsequential. It's not going to matter. And I don't know. Spider-Man makes money. Spider-Man prints money. You can't risk that. I think Sadie Sink's character should not be Jean Grey. If that is, that's not a good setup for X-Men. There is a character she could have been. People talked about Shathra. She might be Shathra. And based on this trailer, I feel like she is, but I don't know. I'm not optimistic. But actually, no, I am optimistic. I'm worried. That's the problem. That's where I'm at. I'm concerned.
So I feel I need to bring one thing up. I liked this trailer.
Go for it, man. If you love the trailer, tell us about it.
Look, not everything can be No Way Home. No Way Home was a once in a lifetime major event film. It was the third in a trilogy. This is starting a new trilogy. I like his suit. I like the fact that he's, on his own. I thought Scorpion looked cool. I liked seeing him with the Punisher. I didn't like seeing Mark Ruffalo, but that's just because I hate Mark Ruffalo. I think that them doing the Neogenic Nightmare kind of plot where he's mutating a little bit. That was from the Fox cartoon, did that beautifully in season 2 of the Fox cartoon. So I liked that. I don't know. I think this looks great. I want this movie to do exceptionally well because I find it so funny when Spider-Man movies outdraw the rest of the Marvel year because it's not Disney's movie.
So here's my question to you, Marvin, though, because I'm looking at this from the business side of it and the marketing and the opportunity cost. So if this film also set up Avengers Doomsday in some way, then
it's not going to.
Right. That's the problem, though.
This film was supposed to release between Doomsday and Secret War, so there's going to be nothing leading into Doomsday here.
Right. So that's the problem. Okay. So you've got that, but then you've got Mark Ruffalo. And so I want to ask you about that because for me, I see Mark Ruffalo and I say, I don't want to go. Now I have to go to watch this to review it. But Mark Ruffalo has hit that Mark Hamill level for me where if he's in something, I know that he hates me. All right. This isn't like I disagree with his politics. I do. This isn't that I find him to be difficult to, watch him do interviews or whatever. He is. But I can go watch all kinds of stuff from people. Like, I can set aside the actor. Where I can't do that anymore is if the actor literally loathes me. If the actor would probably celebrate if I stopped breathing. And I think that Mark Ruffalo actually hates me and hates people like me. And so when I see him in a movie, it's got to the Mark Hamill level where when Mark Hamill's house is in danger from the fires, I pray for Mark Hamill's house to be saved. But I think Mark Hamill would probably be very happy to watch mine go up in flames. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't want to be mean about it, right? But these guys really, really, really despise.
Yes, and that's a valid point. That's a valid point.
So how much does that bring it down for you?
I mean, look, it depends on how much he's in it. I like Spider-Man at the end of the day, and I like being able to turn off that part of my brain a little bit. When I see Mark Ruffalo, I can't turn it off. He's not Bruce Banner to me. He's Mark Ruffalo. So I'm right. With you. I'm with you in terms of that. But everything that I saw here from a Spider-Man perspective, from a non-political perspective, a non-Mark Ruffalo perspective, I liked. I thought that the exchange between him and the Punisher was fun. It was very Spider-Man and the Punisher. That's kind of how they are together. And again, I enjoyed seeing Nacho from Better Call Saul as the Scorpion. I thought the tail looked cool. And he's fighting the Hand. Like, right.
Yeah.
When I saw the Hand, I was like, oh, all right, we're doing that. Like, I think that's pretty cool that the Hand is in this.
Now, Jonathan, look, Marv
there's
is
almost
on
too much in this. There's almost too much going on.
There's a lot going on, yeah.
Marv is reflecting, I think, how most people feel. I'm on the minority of this, but dramatically so. 241,000 likes to 1.3 dislikes. This is nothing like what we've seen with Snow White. So I am holding an unpopular position here. Jonas, what do you think? How does this play out as we go into this movie?
I don't think this will have much impact on Doomsday. It's really hard to predict the market on Doomsday because there are some people that are hype, but they're also the kind of people that would be hyped for anything that has the Disney label stuck on it somewhere. And regardless of the quality, regardless of whether they'll show up to it. To me, there's nothing in this trailer that actually connects for me. If it was, it doesn't feel like he's trying to connect with his great romance. It feels like he's trying to connect with his friend group that he also has a girlfriend in. That is not one of the classic stories. I'm just going to say, friend group plus girlfriend, or if it is. I had this life that I lived with this woman, and I had this, thing to hold on to. This is very Gen Z. So I might not be the market here. Seeing Punisher running into Spider-Man in a cartoony way also does not connect for me. To me, that reads like AI creation. I don't think it's AI creation here. I don't identify that as Scorpion, whatever's there. I have no interest in the implications of organic web shooters or it's actually transforming him thing. This is, to me, a lot of grasping at straws, where this is a series that has done best by having great performers drop in, but none of those performers are here. Tobey Maguire is not in this trailer. Andrew Garfield is not in this trailer. Stephen Strange wasn't a hit for me in this, but I will say Michael Keaton as the Vulture, that was really good. But it was a commentary on the MCU. This is a series that has never stood on its own two legs. It's kind of Avengers adjacent in the same way that Captain America Civil War is not actually a Captain America movie. So I have no idea what this movie is, and a lot of what's in this trailer does not connect for me to make me interested in going to see it beyond the academic. Yeah, we need to
counterpoint.
Go ahead.
I think that this movie is purposely not trying to be Avengers adjacent. I think that this is our first attempt at letting Spider-Man stand on his own as part of the MCU, but not utterly dependent on the like what you said with Homecoming. The whole point of Homecoming was Spider-Man's in the MCU. Look how much of the MCU he's in.
Right. That was very clear. But this one is now Netflix and also Mark Ruffalo. So, and I'm not offended by the presence of Mark Ruffalo. I was aware that he was politically whatever we want to describe that as.
I'm different than you guys. I Mark Ruffalo. Once you give me the inclination that you hate me,
right,
you moved into a different space, and I just.
But he's a good actor, at least. He actually does his craft, and so I'm willing to look past that in certain instances. If he was doing the thing like any of these actors, where like if The Rock hates me. He's not the most solid of performers when it comes to acting chops. The Rock does wrestling moves on screen in a convincing way. If I find out The Rock hates me, then all I'm seeing is The Rock, because he plays The Rock in everything he does. Mark Ruffalo can play different characters on screen. There's some nuance to the performance, so I can respect the craft. It doesn't bother me. It can bother other people. That's fine on his performance. If I found out Roseanne hated me, Roseanne plays Roseanne in the things that she does. So, it's a difference there to me. This this gag was also in Doctor Strange, whatever. There's nothing here that makes me think that I want to go see this instead of just going to watch the other one. What was it? No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home.
So Brand New Day, also stupid title. I don't care that it was a comic book. It's a stupid title. Age of Ultron, there was no Age of Ultron in that movie, but it was a great title. So there's nothing here that makes me want to go see this movie. And I'm not interested in Tony Stark Jr. And I'm really not interested in his love life or his friendships. So this to me, the action sequences better be unparalleled.
Well, the one thing that I will 100% say with this is there was way too much Zendaya in this trailer, and it comes 24 hours after the Dune 3 trailer hits, which also has too much Zendaya in it. There is Zendaya fatigue, or Zendaya fatigue, however you want to say it. She is not in any way popular with people. I think she has hit Pedro Pascal levels where everyone is like, why is she in everything? And the problem though with Dune and with Spider-Man is they have to keep using her because though maybe with this Spider-Man, they didn't have to keep using her because they wrote her off in a way that made sense, where you could have never seen her or Ned again, and everybody would have been fine with it.
Right. So this movie is longing for the things that I did not like about the other movies. That's why I don't like this trailer. I'm realizing now.
Yeah, I think if this is, I see this more as a bridge point, right? This is a bridge point. Are we going to get more Spider-Man after that? Because we had everything in the past with, he got his 3 movies. Tom Holland got his 3 Spider-Man movies. They were good. I may not have liked all of them the whole way through, but they were good enough. What is happening, I guess, after this, right? Is this the last Tom Holland movie? It's called Brand New Day. Are we getting another trilogy here? How is all that? Are we going to do more Spider-Verse stuff with this character? Why did you bring Zendaya back when she did get that perfect exit? Why is there references of setting up the X-Men here? We don't even know how Doomsday is going to be. Why would you introduce the X-Men in something like that? I have too many questions. And when I look at this trailer, I don't know what the story is going to be. I don't know what other than he's having a mutation problem. Why would there be another conflict unless Scorpion's the big bad?
Man Spider is without Aunt May to see what he is versus what he's becoming. I don't see a contrast here. There's no one here for him to be accountable to. There's no one to say, "Oh my goodness, I didn't realize Peter Parker and Spider-Man were the same person." None of that relates to me on any level here. You have taken the greatest thing about Spider-Man, which is Peter Parker, and you've said, "Oh well, that's a blank slate." But what are we going to do? We're going to try really hard to get back to I don't know what. Put Michael Keaton in this.
I think Punisher is going to be the emotional core of the film.
Oh my goodness.
That's ridiculous, right? Like I really do think he's going to become the not mentor, but like the emotional piece that Peter Parker confides in. And I don't know.
I have no idea what that looks like.
I have no idea. I don't know. If the hand, Punisher, Hulk.
If Punisher was talking in this trailer, okay, but he hit him with a car. That's not interesting.
I think Punisher is in one scene. I think it's the scene we saw.
Not from the reports.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I'm glad I'm wrong.
Here's what I'm
not going to spoil it.
Here's what I'm going to say, and we're going to wrap it on this particular topic. The problem for the trailer 2 for me is I know what's going to happen in this movie, and I'm going to predict it right now. And if I have egg in my face, egg in the face, so be it. Spider-Man's going to figure out how to survive and keep his powers by the end of this movie.
Of course,
he's going to be more powerful by the end than he was in the beginning. Okay, that's the arc. He's going to reintroduce himself to his friends and to Zendaya by the end of the movie, and they're going to be friends again. Now they may be estranged, but they're going to be friends again. He's going to team up with the Hulk, and Mark Ruffalo's going to help him. He's going to be the sage. He's going to be the guy who has the answers, and that's the story. Tom Holland's going to grow. That's his arc. That's how it's going to go. When I went back and I watched the trailer for No Way Home, I had no freaking idea how they were going to do all this and what was going to happen. I know this movie because I saw the trailer. That's the problem. And if I'm wrong, so be it. I'll eat crow. But right now, I think that's the movie. Guys, final thoughts.
I think that I don't think I've seen the whole movie by seeing this trailer. I think there's a lot left on the table. We don't know what the Jean Grey plot is going to be. We've heard some things. We've heard of it's them on the run from damage control. I would assume, based on the post-credit scene of No Way Home, that either sometime in this movie at the end or in the post-credit scene, the black costume will make its first appearance. Unless they're saving that for Secret War.
That's the evolution.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. If they actually had Venom in this, that would be great. I would like to see that movie.
I don't think you'll get Venom. I think he needs a whole movie with the black costume without Venom.
Yeah.
I think you have to put over the costume before you put over Venom.
They do Secret Wars black suit. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't decide if they're going to do that or I think maybe but I think that it's not a problem that this is not directly connecting to Avengers Doomsday, because the one thing that everyone complains about with the MCU so much is that, oh, you got to see everything, it's all the homework, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm fine with something that just stands on its own.
And Marv, I would agree with you, and I think you'll be right. I think I'm going to be wrong. I think the majority of the people are going to agree with you when this thing comes out. I would agree with you on the part about you can have a standalone, except for this is the last one before, and we've had nothing that gets people excited. And in that scenario, you need something to drive an audience.
But he's not even in Avengers Doomsday, so I don't think that's...
Well, maybe. All right, Jonas. Spidey senses are tingling. What we got out there?
That was a heated discussion. No one can say that we love or hate everything because that was a very
right.
mixed bag of reviews.
It was.
Kaylee off for 5. 80% places Disney's Cracker Barrel price at 40 per share. Then they hit 60. It's all over for Disney. They become WB and declare an auction. They've got things they can sell. They've got entire networks that are worth at least $40 billion within that company. So I don't know. I
don't think they have to hit 80% to be Cracker Barrel, because Cracker Barrel didn't become Cracker Barrel at 80%. Cracker Barrel became a laughing stock at 80%, but Cracker Barrel became a damaged brand that needed rescuing at 50.
Yeah. And you know what would be the best resolution for that? For them to go out on a Saturday morning, get a nice breakfast with way too many biscuits at a Cracker Barrel. Bagging Protons for $2. Today will be a day long remembered.
It'll be unique. You're never going to see a show like we have today and like when we do with Valiant Renegade, because Bob Iger's never coming back. So this is your one time to watch us conclude his career, well, before he becomes a consultant. But last time he's truly in charge and Wall Street's listening to him as opposed to saying, nope, we're doing something else. Last time ever.
We need to set up a Bob Iger countdown clock, though, to match the amount of time between when Bob Iger left and when Bob Iger came back for Josh D'Amaro's sake. Bagging Protons for $5. If Dana truly has more power than Josh, she isn't that smart. All we have to do is get it in her ear that Muppets and Star Wars is worth more. Sold. I think a sale has to come from the CEO level. Muppets is probably the most likely, but
he claims he loves it.
I've realized too.
Ripped it out.
Earlier, Jonas, you said the most likely thing that would sell is ESPN. I believe you said that.
Mm-hmm.
I've changed my mind. At first, I was agreeing with you, but again, we're going to disagree because they're going to get gambling directly injected into live sports via the Disney Plus app, and that's worth a lot to them. They love the idea of their Mickey Mouse kids turning 18 and suddenly, placing bets on which quarterback gets how many points in which quarter of each game.
Right, because they're always blinded by synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Snarky D for 5. If Dana undermines and eliminates tomorrow, it would be a bigger disaster than Iger sabotage and comeback. Right, because Iger did have some level of skill, and I couldn't tell you what Dana's skills are.
If the stock drops, if it gets down in the low 90s, upper 80s, I'm telling you right now, I sound like a weatherman. Hey, Bob, if it does that, the media that loves the idea of a woman controlling Disney for ideological reasons, not for meritorious reasons, they're going to demand Dana.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 487 Sean Tower for $10 Canadian. If Disney goes below 80, it will go up for sale. And if Netflix buys it, it will be more woke than ever before. Yep. I can't disagree with you there.
Well, I'll say this. I don't predict that Disney's going to go below 80, not in the near future. And I don't predict that if they did, that Netflix would be the one that would buy it.
No.
I think there would be serious regulatory issues. Same kind of things we saw with Warner Brothers for Netflix, even worse, trying to get Disney. There are only a couple of companies and maybe one or two private individuals that could buy Disney if it went low enough.
Mm-hmm. Gira Night Shadow for $5, first ever super chat. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just wanted to apologize properly for my spamming earlier due to technical incompetence. Love you guys. Please keep up the great work. It's cool, man. I hope that didn't come off as a threat when I said you would. If you did that, you might get muted. I meant that YouTube would probably mute you. So I know a lot of people have trouble seeing their own comments in the chat. The auto filters generally catch people unless they're doing something that we actively don't allow in the chat. So
yep, we're just trying to protect you.
Yep. Packing Protons for $5. If Walton is CEO by October, she'll have a year to prove herself. And if that fails, where do they go? Because it will fail.
I would be, outside of a very undesired health issue, I would be shocked if she takes over in October. This is not going to be that kind of rapid fire movement would really damage Disney. So I don't think Wall
agree.
Street wants that to happen.
The stock would need to be in free fall for that to happen, and I don't think any of us are really predicting that they're going to have a 20% dip from here to the end of the year or anything like that.
I mean, it's it's possible, right? Maybe we go into a recession. Nobody's wishing for that. But if you had a recession, and if you had there's always World War III, right? No, we're not gonna clickbait that kind of stuff. But there are ways for it to drop 20% by October. It's not something we're predicting, but you never know. But even if it did 20% this year, this would be a multi-year process before Wall Street would be wanting to oust her tomorrow, because the instability that would create after a failed succession plan with JPEG would be devastating. And so they would be doing everything they can to shore this up and keep the thing afloat under the management. But
Agreed.
3 years, totally different story.
Yep. Kathleen Morrison for 5. Do you think Josh wants to be scapegoat and gets to leave Disney getting a hippo island like Bob Chapek did? Hence, he doesn't care what Dana does. That's hey, that is quite the retirement plan. Getting fired early off a CEO contract and getting an additional $40 million. And then all you have to do is endure the next CEO blaming you for all of their own mistakes.
We call it the Chapek Archipelago.
Yep. Sean Tower for 10 Canadian. By the way, I read the plans put out by Ellison for Warner Brothers and Paramount, and I have to admit, even though I think he is too leftist, I was impressed. It was realistic and could actually work. Ellison, I have not, other than the blaring headline, he's a Trump supporter, or whatever. I haven't really dug into his politics. He has to survive enough in Hollywood. So Zaslav is, I think I've heard him described as a Kennedy era Democrat, which according to modern media is a hardcore right winger.
Zaslav is very establishment Democrat, I would say.
Yeah. So politics is difficult to ascertain sometimes. So, but I do think Ellison has what it takes to make good movies at the minimum. Snarky D for 10. Zendaya I see as beautiful with about the same movie chops as Zegler that hasn't nerfed her career yet. I think Zendaya will, but she's just not A-list. I agree. I actually don't know her politics. She doesn't appeal to me from her performance or her appearance. So I can't speak to what the market is there. But I think everyone being told what they will like, that is a problem for the actual modern audience.
There you go.
So Douglas Nutt for 5. This seems to adapt a spin-off where Spidey goes into a chrysalis brought about by this creature made of spiders called the Other. Just why? I don't know.
Well, Tom Holland said he wasn't coming back unless they did something like really big. So I don't know. He said he fought with Sony many times over what this movie should be, and he signed off on this, and he's like, we're going to give the fans what they want, which is, I'm like I said, I'm optimistic, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
Snarky D for 5. I can't watch De Niro anymore simply because he comes off as a terrible human being. Ruffalo, Hamill, and the ilk are the same. I concur with Pro. De Niro plays a character, and that character has been muddied by his own personal takes. Like Samuel L. Jackson showing up in a movie is not a negative for me because he generally plays the same character with different circumstances. Robert De Niro is trying to play a mob boss, which is not the person that he is. So he's destroyed the image of who Robert De Niro is as the tough guy because he is a thespian. And that's it.
Yep. I have a hard time going to, listen, if you have a different political belief than me, cool. That's fine. Everybody's got an opinion. If you are abrasive as a person, I can still go watch your movie. Don't be mean to people, though, and don't hate me. Because if you hate me, I don't want to give you my money. I don't like to empower people who actually hate me.
Yeah. Why does Bill Burr work in The Mandalorian? I don't know. There is no such thing as a space Boston, but he, for some reason, works in that role. Why? Because he's not playing too far off from the character that we perceive him to be. So I don't know. The context of the film includes the outside influences of the film, I do admit. But with Ruffalo, I don't know. Just seems like a pussycat. A dumb politically pussycat, but a pussycat. Alberta's Magnus for 5. I checked out of new movies and especially superhero flicks long ago. I keep looking for a reason to go back, and I'm not finding it. I will stop looking. This is why the MCU stinks. It constricts more than half of the superhero market into next episode of the MCU.
Well, the problem here is we got Top Gun Maverick, and we knew the formula for making a lot of money. We got Spider-Man No Way Home, and we knew the formula for making a lot of money. And Hollywood said, screw making a lot of money. We've already got plenty of money. We'll make what we want. And all of the young ones coming up and want to run in this industry, it's over anyway. Who cares? Screw you guys too. We've got our mansions and we'll turn into influencers one day.
Right. So the question of what would a Blade movie look like in 2026? The answer is, well, the MCU would be involved, and that is not interesting for a Blade movie. JRG Projects for $20. Given all the references to the Maguire trilogy, they are going to pass that mantle to Tom Holland after Doomsday and Secret Wars. It's like they're saying that Holland's Spidey is the Terry to Maguire's Wayne. That would actually be interesting, to have Spider-Man be the mentor for Spider-Man. That would be interesting. But here we are.
You know what else? Think about this, talking about the Hollywood thing and Spider-Man, and they don't want to give you what we clearly want. How about instead of all of this Madam Web and Venom and even worse, what if, I don't know, we made the third the third Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie after No Way Home? It's $1 billion. Tony, you make $1 billion. Just, it doesn't even have to be good. It would make $1 billion.
Yeah. That Spider-Man 4 with Toby, Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man 3. I mean, you just Spider-Man prints money. I don't know what Sony's doing.
I can't explain it. I have no idea why they don't want our money.
Unlimited money.
Wildman of Yavin for $5. It's time for the Zendaya Zizzle. I think making a girl dance is a little different than making Pedro dance.
That is Jonas's way of telling Pro, don't start that.
William Thompson for $50. I don't care about Marvel anymore. They took care 9F that with phase 4, 5, and 6. I haven't watched any of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies or Andrew Garfield, and Jonas J. Campbell is my favorite YouTuber of all time, as long as Michelle isn't around.
I feel left out.
I don't know if you know this. I don't go on camera. It's because this is what Michelle sounds like when she's not putting on the girl voice. I am Michelle.
Oh,
that's
a reveal.
Yeah.
You're the one who's out of this world, sweet baby. You're the one who's out of this world.
All righty. What's next here? Flying blind on a rocket cycle for 2. Good day, all. Good day to you, flying blind on a rocket cycle.
That's right. Happy day. Happy day.
Yep. Kaylee off for 5. If Josh is bullied out after realizing he has broken toys, will Dana be moved in to take the true Wall Street downfall as an example to the board? You know, it's funny that with Disney right now, in our audience, right, everyone is looking for, well, what's the actual move behind the move? I think this is all just to project stability. That is the most important thing for this company. And one thing I'll say over the last little while, it's been pretty stable.
Well,
at 100.
Let's just play out a few things, okay? Let's say that Abu Dhabi Disneyland is majorly delayed, and they can't even tell us when it's going to come out because of the Middle East conflict. Let's say that Toy Story 5 is not as great as the others, and I'm even including 4 there. And let's say that it dives at the box office, maybe. Let's say that Mandalorian Grogu is not a great return for Star Wars and makes under $500 million. Let's say Avengers Doomsday underperforms the other Marvel stuff. It might make sense then why Bob Iger left when he did, a.k.a. today. And then Josh Tomorrow's got one heck of a mess that he's got to clean up.
WJB Daily for 5. Disney push into gambling makes one wonder when they will enter distillery market, gambling, alcohol, and family-centric IPs. You heard it here first. Well, they already sold a Lassiter family wine with cartoon characters on it, and they sell alcohol at the parks. They're just not making it themselves. So They are already in alcohol. So
just yet. Wait till Mickey's got the meadery.
Mm-hmm. Mickey's Meadery. That's funny.
Mickey's Meadery.
William Thompson for $10 more. I'll give this channel $1,000 if they actually do what they say, specifically when it comes to putting the same amount of theatrical releases or a charity of your choice.
I'm trying to figure out how we get this $1,000. This appears to be a riddle from Wild Bill William Thompson. Who's got to put out theatrical releases of a same amount? What are we talking about here?
Are we doing the Markiplier thing? Are we going to have WDW Pro distributing a WDW Pro movie at
$1,000? Let's run the numbers on this, Jonas. So for $1,000, we've got to release theatrical releases of some amount. A theatrical release has got to be 80 minutes to qualify.
It's going to be the longest whizzle of your life.
I was going to say, can we loop the whiz? Can that be the movie?
I don't think it's time for that winter whizzle. Wild Man of Yavin for $5. Sephiroth noticed nothing is ticking on the super chat goal. What?
Can we check on the rights to Oz and how much it would cost us to do the Whistle of Oz?
Well, Wizard of Oz is public domain. I don't think it costs you anything.
Oh, Whistle of Oz.
It's the Ruby Slippers and WB specifics that. Yeah. But Wizard of Oz is public.
Yes, the wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Burnham is public domain.
Wizard, what if I told you I've got a role that you just can't pass on, buddy? Let's talk about this after the show today.
The real life fake Wizard of Oz.
That's wonderful.
Now that's funny. My big green head.
Flying blind on a rocket cycle for $5. I can see it now. The Disney Succession Wars movie starring Zendaya as Damaro and Peepaw as Dana Wilton.
Can we please make the giant green head be as Asian as possible? Just
bring me the broomstick of the Witch of the West, and for God's sake, cancel Disney Plus.
William Thompson for $20. Paramount and WBD. Thank you.
He shows up and he says, "I sense great discord in you."
Mm-hmm.
Brought to you by Cancel Discord.
Alberta's Magnus for $2. Moonshine Land, Cars Land adjacent. Great tie-in. They did do moonshining in Cars 3. So
they can put Do-Rag Boy or whatever his name is, Do-Rag Man in Moonshine Land.
Yeah.
All right, folks, the ticker is ticking up, and we've got time ticking down. We've got to hit the next story because things are going down in Hollyweird, and people are rushing out like rats from a sinking ship. But it's not from the Oscars. Oh, no, not this time. It has to do with your favorite Deadpool actor, and his very snipey wife. Let's dive in. Well, things are getting even worse for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Those emails are no bueno, and their attempted takedown, allegedly, of one Mr. Justin Baldoni, costing them a lot more than money. Here from TV and Movie Addict, here's what it says. Blake Lively provided proof of how to smear and blacklist someone in Hollyweird. Just read these messages Lively sent to Ben Affleck. We're going to. And Matt Damon. Instead of being a hard worker and earning her title, she instead messages everyone she knows about how terrible Justin is. Even has someone push her cut through. This smear campaign against Baldoni should scare everyone who may one day work with her. It shows how easy it is for someone with connections to go behind the scenes and start tearing someone down before anyone even knows what's happening. All right, so, they chose this. They want to wage war against Baldoni. So let's read it. Let's see what happens behind the scenes. You ready? Hey, Ben, it's Blake. Don't hang up. I hope life is treating you beautifully. Ryan was going on and on about you recently amongst all that chaos. He was blown away by you, though he was equally effusive about your Duncan commercial. So no, you have a Canadian fan club in my house and a Burbank one too. I'm writing with a zero pressure ask. I've just come out on the other side while almost the most upsetting experience I've ever had on a movie. The making of a documentary of this film would be more interesting than the movie could ever be. It's like if Wild Wild Country, Fire Festival, and Going Clear had a baby with The Room. The Room also works though. Anyway, I ended up rewriting and restructuring the entire script. I also ended up having to direct the movie via the chaotic clown director, actor, producer, financier, studio head at the center. Yes, that's all the same person. Oh, and did I mention he and everyone had the movie is in a cult? If I would have just formally directed it, it would have been much easier, but having to troubleshoot through his taste, issues, and beyond. Or excuse me, having to troubleshoot through his taste, ego, and pre-existing decisions made it so difficult. And that's not even touching on any of the wild HR issues and beyond. Anyway, now I'm in a bake-off with him in the edit. He's been editing since, I kid you not, July, and they gave me 10 days to do my own pass. We have a bake-off in 12 days, but I have friends and family preview in New York on Saturday. In the meantime, I can get one round of notes or feedback before we duke it out. If you have 158 of free time at any time in the next few days, would you be willing to watch the movie and give me ideas or notes? I will pix it to you. You can literally text me a voice memo so you don't have to formally write thoughts. If your wife or kids are around, I'd love their opinion also. FYI, it does cover violence, so no one is caught off guard. I'm such a fan of Jennifer's. I've told her so as much every time I met her, and it would be an honor to have her take. Again, zero pressure. I just want it to work. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so there's she rips into Baldoni here. What about this one we've got? To Matt and Lucy, Matt Damon. If the offer is still open to watch the movie, Pix will work great. Easiest ways to log into Blake's account whenever you're ready. If you text her, she can give you the login and code, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's set up. Here's what Blake actually said. Blake here, adding more zeros to the pressure. Thank you for even considering. And it's not a bad movie. So you knows you just may enjoy some of it. Be warned, it covers some of that violent stuff. The movie nearly killed me. The director, co-star, producer, financier, head of the studio, yes, all one person, she's so clever, had zero experience. But the good news is he also has no taste, an enormous ego, but only because he's in a cult and believes he's our century's prophet. I wish even one of these things was hyperbole. Anyway, juicy stuff. I told him on day one, after so much crap had already gone down, I don't need anything from you. I don't need you to guide me or make me feel good. I've got me. All I need from you is I just need you to not make me feel like crap. That's it. I've got the rest. And that became true. What I didn't anticipate was having to do everything in this movie. I rewrote the entire script. I directed every actor. The DP was coming to me when he couldn't get anything from him. So way too often. Then after all this, Justin wouldn't bring me into the edit. He had no idea what he wanted because he didn't author any of it. They gave me 10 days to scrap together an edit to compete with an edit he's been making since July. I've been asleep about an hour and a half each night because that's obviously not enough time. So I've just been gunning it. There you go. This is how she set up. This is how she tried to destroy Justin Baldoni in terms of his reputation, because she's going to some of the most famous names in Hollywood so that they'll say to their buddies and pals, hey, don't work with that guy anymore. And all of this seems to have been to try to wrestle control of the financing and the money of the film so that she could get all the proceeds. Guys, how damaging is this as this is now coming out? She's lost her friends. Taylor Swift wants nothing to do with her. Disney seems hesitant with Deadpool. Like, what has this cost them, this cockamamie crazy scheme they came up with to wrestle away this silly little film that could have been just, a blip on the radar, but they had to destroy Justin Baldoni?
It could have been a blip on the radar. It also could have been a whole franchise. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's other stories that are attached to this, and that's what this was originally intended to be for them. But everything about this is ugly, and it's people that, regardless of where you stand on it, like you could be picking sides or whatnot. Even though I think it's pretty clear on what side is maybe morally justified. These are people that couldn't communicate. This is a failure of communication in every angle. Instead of talking these things out themselves, it's they're playing these shadow games. And by there, I mean, we see Ryan Reynolds doing this in court documents. We see Blake Lively is trying to involve other people. Really, what I think is just as a form of proxy to bring more people involved, more high profile people, because this thing was getting out of control. I think this ongoing, the fact that this is going to be an ongoing case and there's going to be even more baggage that is aired, it's not a good sign for them, number one, but it's also not a good sign for Hollywood. The more people that get swept up into this, the more problems this becomes. And now you've got right there, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are now going to be named in this. You've got a lot of people that have family names that this will be tarnished for, like their names will be tarnished forever. Ryan Reynolds, I can't look at him the same after reading those text messages. I have no interest in seeing anything he puts out. Most recently I was, we were talking about Green Lantern, and the trailer came up for the 2011 Green Lantern, and I goes, oh, remember that? And it's, oh man, now I got to remember how terrible that was. It's Aquaman with Amber Heard. You can't look at these things the same, and that's the outcome of this. That's these controversies. That's what they do. They poison the audience.
Yep. And if we go to this real quick, I want to show you guys Rich and Famous, or Rich and Fabulous, excuse me. Why Justin Baldoni is selling his $8.9 million California home. It's a video that shows his home and he's having to sell it. Why is he having to sell it? To fund these, the legal team, the legal side. This guy has literally been driven into losing all of his assets. And it's amazing if you go through this and you watch.
He now has to live in a $2 million home.
Just over $2 million.
Probably.
For just the price of a cup of coffee a day, you too can keep Justin Baldoni in the lap of luxury.
Is that Amber Heard?
I hope not.
No.
Surely not.
He would defend Amber Heard, though. 100% he would. Like, let's not start painting Justin Baldoni as the good guy. He's not a good person, but he's right in this situation.
Walk us through that, Marvin. Explain why he's not a good person. And
like he's a gross male feminist.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think he's a guy who truly believed all this stuff, and he was just so naive, and he's been suckered into now being punished for being so wrong.
Pity not the arsonist who burns in their own flame. He is 100% a proponent of this woke Hollywood system that is now coming for him like a freight train. Blake Lively is the bigger villain here. Don't get me wrong. She's 100% in the wrong. He is 100% in the right here. And maybe this will change the way he looks at things, but I somehow doubt it. I have a hard time feeling bad that someone has to move out of their $9 million home and probably has to downgrade to a $3 million home. Like that. Yeah. Miss me with the Sarah McLachlan on that one.
I do hope that, even if he's renting an apartment for a couple $1,000, go 100% of the way forward with this. Take this all the way to the end. Everybody, like everything I just said and that Marvin said, we need to know. We need to see this stuff. Like I want to know who are the bad guys in Hollywood. Like I think we deserve that. And I would love to. It actually furthers our arguments that there are problems, and now we will have even more proof to these problems. And who are the people causing the problems?
If you want to see who the bad guys in Hollywood are, just look at Hollywood and just point at everyone.
Close your eyes and point.
Yeah.
If they say someone's a bad guy, I have an automatic suspicion they're not the bad guy. So.
Jonas, what about the Ryan Reynolds side of this and the damage to Disney potentially? Because we're not even into the real messiness yet, right? I mean, this is some sniping and this is some stuff coming out, but we're not in the trial yet. And this could turn into another Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, but it affects the MCU.
What's funny is I think that Ryan Reynolds probably benefited in some way by looking like a family man, despite the way that he presents on screen. Luckily, the person that he presents as on screen is an unaccountable jerk. Like that's the character that he plays. So it can favor that in some way. I think that if he were trying to play a wholesome, nice guy, like if he had a Tom Hanks persona and it turns out that Tom Hanks was a dirtbag, not that I know anything specific here, then that would create some dissonance for the audience. But if he's playing Deadpool, if he's playing characters that are irresponsible and a jerk, okay. I don't know how much of this gets on Deadpool and therefore Disney. I think there's also he could have the Hugh Jackman effect here, where Hugh Jackman had this semi-heroic persona, which has been diminished by, I'm also going to say, his association with Ryan Reynolds. I don't know that the audience really believes in Ryan Reynolds the way that they probably believed in Hugh Jackman, which has now been diminished because of some impropriety, alleged impropriety. I don't know anything. I don't know how much this hurts Ryan Reynolds, is what I'm saying. And he has the ripcord on his relationship that he shouldn't take.
Very interesting. We shall see, but there's a lot here. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, this whole effort, there's no money amount that you can put on this in terms of the damage it's done to them. None of this is worth it whatsoever. So we shall see. We shall see, folks. We'll pay attention to it. But this could be another Johnny Depp, Amber Heard situation for Disney, and that's not good. Pirates of the Caribbean, still dead, still muerto. And that's not where they want to go with Deadpool, especially after Deadpool and Wolverine. All right, folks, we're going to get to your Super Chats. One quick explanation. We were at 31 out of 50 on the Super Chat goal with minutes left, and we realized we got more show to go. We're going to give another 30-minute extension on it. When we did so, we put it down for 15 more, which meant that there were 4 removed from the need. So even if the counter did not catch 2 of those Super Chats, we're still in reduction of the goal. And, of course, it's always an invitation, never an obligation to hit it. 10 minutes until we go to VR. Jonas, Super Chats, please, sir.
Yeah, let's see here. Siani Reese became a YouTube member. It's not letting me see what level. Pro Silver. There it is. Right
hi ho, and welcome to Silver.
Yep. Let's see here. Sean Tower for $5 Canadian. Did you guys read the woke script mess for Buffy released by Robert Burnett? It was so feminist and woke. What was in it?
I mean, it was just things like, don't worry, babe, I'd never take your agency, or lines like, you're trying to weaponize my feminism against me. You know, Buffy is a beaten down, you know, broken, exhausted old hero that, you know, no longer matters and is no longer being a hero that has to be risen back up by the new characters. It's awful. It's awful. We dodged a bullet by them not making this.
So did R&B release that because he got the scoop on it, or how did he get a hold of it?
No idea, but it's out there now. I have the whole script. I haven't read through the whole thing yet, but I did a couple articles for it the last couple of days just on some of the choice lines that have come out. And
is R&B does he still do John Campea stuff?
I don't know.
Boy, I would love to know, just for kicks and giggles. I would love to know what R&B and what John Campea thinks about R&B releasing the Buffy script. Boy, wouldn't that be fun?
Sean Tower, you say we missed a ton of Super Chats. I went through and counted. I don't think we missed anything. If you're talking about the timer or the countdown thing, we actually don't have any control over the Super Chat goal. So other than setting the goal. B-Man Z, member for 5. She has destroyed her husband's image with the fans.
True that.
Yep. Wild Man of Yavin for 5 out of testing obligation.
And discovered that it's working. It's working. And again, folks, we reset it and extended it with a reduction in the number required because we want to hit that. We got about 8 minutes left and 1 story to go, and then we're going to send you on over to VR.
Yep. Kalioth for $5. Every time an actor melts down, I notice a flood of DVD/Blu-rays on the market. John Leguizamo, most recent. Ryan Reynolds is next. Johnny Legs. Yeah. WJB Daily, member for 4. Diz below 100.
We're watching it, and it's amazing. We are now, I mean, we've talked about this, 8 minutes until people start writing the articles that are going to come out at 1 p.m. If it's below 100 in 8 minutes, I think the narrative is set. And plus, Disney's got to figure out what to say. Not good.
Yep.
Not good, Bob.
Yep. Not great, Bob. Wild Man of Yavin for 5. I seem to remember you saying it was an obligation, just trying to meet my commitment. Thank you very much, Wild Man of Yavin. No obligation.
No obligado.
Yep. Let's see. Cheryl Lynn for 5. Justin owns the rights to the second book, and they wanted it. Ryan, in real life, portrays himself as Mr. Nice Guy. This has shown he is not.
Well, I mean, it's also very clear that Nice Pool was 100% them making fun of Justin Baldoni.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then they didn't learn their lesson. They mocked Timothée Chalamet and kind of the same way at the Oscars. So these people are, they will destroy you. They have no problem with public shaming.
Agreed. Here we go. Sorry, just pasting something into the private chat for you all. Wild Man of Yavin for $5. The binding requirement. Yeah. Speaking of, I had a lot of rice last night. Rachel Ferguson for 5, and thank you for the super chat. I cannot watch anything with Tom Hanks. Yuck. Add Ryan and Blake to the list.
Yeah, I can still see Tom Hanks stuff. I know why people can't stand Tom Hanks, and I get it. But Bridge of Spies is one of my favorite all-time movies, and I love Forrest Gump. So I can For me, and I'm not telling anybody that you have to view any particular actor that way. For me, it's Mark Hamill and Mark Ruffalo and Robert De Niro and a couple of others. Like, I could even still go see a Zegler movie because I just think she's so dumb. But I don't think she literally hates me. Maybe she does, but you know,
I don't know, bro. I think she does.
we
She
could
is
go
not
on.
nice.
If I gave her a New York cheesecake, you know, she would probably, she'd like that. I mean, who doesn't like New York style cheesecake?
Well, man, if you have a
Good question.
and then for another
Can't
5,
go wrong.
the Impel, if you will.
Right.
The Force.
Does this fix about 127 videos? Here's the slide.
And
It's strawberry.
okay, so this is 5, 10, 15, 20 just in this stretch. And wow, man, if you haven't been very generous out there in the chat. Have we hit the goal?
Wait, hang on, let me look. we are just one away from the goal. Rach, I know we got like 10 to 20 million views slamming you, but how about a cheesecake?
It fixes everything.
It really does. And we've hit the goal.
Mickey File Podcast. Good to see you out there. How long until Disney Cruise has a casino on board? That's what I'd like to know.
Not long. Stock dropping. And clearly they're watching the show. Real quick, okay, we got to do the Super Chat goal. Jonas, Maravita. Oh, so good to see you, Maravita. Jonas, well, you've got to head over to VR, so let's give it to you first. Your predictions for the shareholders meeting. That is the reward for the goal. Sir, what do you say?
I think that they will probably not announce anything new because they're still recovering from the big announcement of a whole bunch of new things that still haven't happened yet. I think there'll be a big focus on technology, and that is vague. And I don't know that that's really the problem at the company. I don't think technology is the issue. I think it's actually storytelling. They're going to insist that they're good storytellers. And right now we don't see any solid evidence that they're doing anything other than just throwing out some bets and hoping that the market will pick up a Zootopia 2 here and there. So I don't think we're actually going to get a lot of new stuff on this call.
Marvin, your predictions for the shareholders meeting.
Oh, I think it's going to be just bloviatingly, you know, we love Bob Iger. He was the best thing ever. I think Josh will make some kind of speech. I think maybe Josh will take some questions. And he's going to do everything in his power to try to reassure, the investors to get that stock price up. And if he can see an upswing from the things that he says, maybe even make a few big announcements, then that's a story that Josh D'Amaro takes over and the stock goes up. So we'll see.
Wiz, your predictions?
I think I'm pretty much neck and neck with Marv here. I think there is going to be smoke, nothing, happy, and then the stock price is going to bounce up by a few bucks, just so that they could say, "Look, we're starting on the right foot," but we're not going to get anything worth probably even discussing. It's going to be a waste.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going against all of you guys. I think that they're going to, because they've been doing these major discounts for Disney World and for Disney Plus. I think they're going to come out and give us silly, crazy numbers on new subscribers for Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN, based on those discounts. I think they're going to tell us that reservations are up for Disney World. The investors are not going to realize that's because they're kicking out stupid low discounts, sometimes 50 to 70% off. But they're going to announce that even despite the international travel woes, they're just fine. Reservations are up. Blah 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 blah. I would not be surprised if we get a trailer release, and I know that sounds really shocking, and I could be wrong there, but I think they're desperate, and I would not be surprised if we get a trailer release. I would not be surprised if we get a movie or a TV show on Disney Plus announcement. I think they really do have to throw some stuff at us, and here's the big one. I think they are going to tell us and maybe show us what it is they're doing with Fortnite. So that's my predictions for today.
I would love it.
Ooh, let me just point out that you know what Fortnite is dropping today? A trailer for Looney Tunes X Fortnite. So what does it say for Fortnite that they're so excited about Disney that they're doing a Warner Brothers themed trailer today, and that Sony Spider-Man is out. Well, that's a Sony movie. They should say something about Fortnite, but man, I don't see what it's going to be that actually excites gamers. They're counting on the lack of familiarity by Wall Street in the video game market.
All right. Well, Jonas, it's 1 minute until we said, and it's going to be under 100. It looks like for sure now. Yep. It's going to be under 100 at 12:30. Jonas, you're going to go over to Valiant Renegade. We'll be sliding in just as soon as that intro ends. He's got a 5-minute. So Jonas, get out of here. I know you need a breather. And folks, you'll see all of us over on the Valiant Renegade channel. Jonas, I'm commanding you with the power of
Walt. If you would stop talking, I would say bye.
Bye.
And again, the Cheesecake Queen.
Weird.
All right, let's hit this final story, folks. We'll come back, get super chats, and then send you on over to Valiant Renegade, where we'll all be at it, covering Disney. Let me make sure we've got all these. Blind. Good day, all. Good day to you, sir. Zegler definitely hates me. Oh, no. What if we throw
Not after
in
the cheesecake?
Yeah, we'll throw in a cannoli. We've got Johnny out there for $4.99. Go. I will take the strawberry cheesecake.
Yes.
We've got Snarky for $5. Concrete evidence, the destructive power and abuse of social media in Hollywood. It's terribly sad. It is terribly sad.
I've heard that a certain regime has started trying to send President Trump cheesecakes by the truckload to get him to stop.
Okay, we're gonna keep an eye on that. Trump does love cheesecake. They should have sent McDonald's. Albertus Magnus for $1.99. The entertainment industry is run by Los Niños. Thank you, Albertus Magnus. That is true, folks. Let's go to the final story. Let's hit it. Let's win it right now. Come on, thing. Animation, play. Do the thing. Come on. Hollywood is trying to save the legacy of Bob Iger with some reimagining, but it has nothing to do with Bob Iger. Actually, they don't care about him. He's done. He's out. He's over. He's old, right? What it really has to do with is they got to move the goalposts when it comes to politics. So Hollywood wants you to believe that Disney did not lose in Florida, even though we covered it, even though we told you what was going to happen, and it happened just the way we said it would. Variety has the rehistorification. That's not a word. Don't play it in Scrabble. They've got the reimagining of it. Variety says some key moments from Bob Iger's second run as Disney CEO. Let's go through these, please. Reinstated a more creative-driven management structure. Well, how's that going at the box office? Skip the next one. We'll come back to it. Delivered a 19% adjusted EPS compound annual growth rate over the past 3 years. Yeah, the stock dropped over the past 5 years by about 50%, while the S&P 500 went up 70%. If Disney had went up the same amount as the S&P 500, it'd be over $300 per share, but it's under 100. And then finally scored 5 $1 billion plus box office hits in the past 2 years. Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, Moana 2, Zootopia 2, and Avatar Fire and Ash. We will not bring up right now, ladies and gentlemen, that probably Disney has been losing money at the box office at least one of those 2 years because the crazy flops they've had at the same time. The one we want to talk about is right here. Settled a high-profile dispute with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over Walt Disney World's governing district. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may not know this, but this man right here kind of got them into said conflict in Florida. Chided and corrected and guided the temporary CEO, who was supposed to be the man to replace him, into going head to toe with Florida, and did not go well for Disney. And then Bob Iger, when he came in, he didn't settle the high-profile dispute. He lost. He lost in Florida dramatically because they were trying to tell Florida that Florida had to put divisive content into kids' preschool classes, kindergarten classes, and Florida said, go pound sand. When Bob Iger came in, they caved because it was never about that at all. It was always about, how do we make Bob Chapek fall? How can we have a conflict? So they manufactured the conflict. When Bob Iger came in, what happened? Folks, this settlement they're talking about was the dissolution of the entire Walt Disney World township, city ship, whatever you want to call this. It was such a strange ship because
special governing district, yeah,
right, special governance over their own theme parks. Disney had 2 cities that they ran out of mobile home parks that they gave to people so that they could call them cities with populations of like 12 people. Disney had been given this crazy thing. And when Bob Iger came into power after using that as the leverage to kick out Bob Chapek, remember that Andrew of Legal Mindset has estimated this was a $1 trillion mistake. All you got to do is run it for a century, and you got to think Disney World's going to be there for 100 years. All you got to do is say they lost self-governance of Disney World for 100 years. It was a $1 trillion sacrifice so Bob Iger could get 5 more years at Disney and try to save his legacy, because Chapek won, the stock went up, and Bob Iger couldn't have that. Chapek came in and said, we're going to get away from divisive politics. Iger couldn't have that. They sacrificed $1 trillion in the taxes they'll pay to Florida over a century. And when you consider inflation, it's not crazy. This is not an insane number. $1 trillion. And what does Hollywood say about this, folks? Hollywood says, well, they settled. He did a good job. He settled it.
You didn't settle. The dust settled after the bomb went off. Like it was like to say that he negotiated anything like this with DeSantis. No, DeSantis ran them into the ground and then took a victory lap. They lost. This was a major loss for them. I cannot name one singular way that you could possibly say that Disney came out okay in this situation.
Hey, Marv, did they change the law in Florida?
They did not change the law.
Oh, okay. Did Disney lose its self-governance of Disney World?
It did.
Was that a sweetheart deal that no other company in the world enjoyed?
Yeah, no, it was we get nothing that we want, you get everything that we want, we lose, and yet I settled a high-profile dispute with you for it. There were only 2 self-governing districts in the state of Florida. There was Reedy Creek Improvement District, which was Walt Disney World, and then there's the Villages, which is the 65 and up retirement community.
Right. But Disney had the power. They were given crazy powers. They could build a nuclear power plant. They could build an airport. Disney had no oversight. They were like a little fiefdom, a little actual kingdom, not a magic kingdom, but a legal kingdom. And they sacrificed it. I don't know of any company outside of maybe BP with the oil spill. Like it's hard to wrap your mind around $1 trillion mistake.
Every single one of those bullet points that Variety is reporting is done so disingenuously.
Walk us through
it. For every single one of them. More creative-driven management structure. What does that mean, and what does that produce? That's disingenuous.
It means rainbows and bubblegum. Rainbows and bubblegum.
Yes. The second one, settled a high-profile dispute. We just covered that. That is completely disingenuous. Delivered a 19% adjusted EPS. Could have been more.
Right.
Could have been significantly more. That's again disingenuous, missing the rest of the story. Scored 5 $1 billion plus box office hits. Okay, what about the mountain of losses? You could report these massive hits, but what about the ones that have truly underperformed to the tune of hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars? Every one of those points is disingenuous because it's missing the other half or the other 3/4 of the story. There's so much more here that they refuse to report on.
And Wiz, it's political, in my opinion. Iger is out. They don't have to save him anymore, but they have to save the politics of it. They cannot let it seem like Ron DeSantis and Red State Florida overcame Disney legal. They can't allow that narrative to exist.
But they did.
And it's going to continue. It's going to continue until we reach a point where if of course, if the stock price continues to decline and we see with a turnover where they use Josh D'Amaro as a fall guy, right? Then he'll be a fall guy, and then they'll prop up Dana Walden, and then Dana Walden will get all of this disingenuous respect, or perhaps Josh D'Amaro's still in, and we continue to get this disingenuous respect. It's completely disingenuous because they're all part of the entertainment Hollywood system. They have to keep patting each other on the back. They got to say everything is great when all it takes is a couple of Google clicks on a keyboard to figure out it's not so great. You know, it's the same argument from people that give us trouble when we say that something we think objectively is bad or think something is objectively good. It's the same people that are like, well, you just hate on everything. It's like, well, no, there's a bigger story here. When we actually look into what things are, there are bad things in play that we are going to point out. And we would be lying to not only ourselves, but to our audiences if we were to report bad things being good.
And if the
That's
stock
what
is down,
Variety is.
And if the stock is down 50%, fake whiz, and it basically is, more bad things happen than good things for that to go that way. It has to be that way. There's no way you drop 50% and the majority of your stories be, yay, Disney's great, we love you, magic, ha ha, Pixie does whoopee. There's no way that can be true. Those realities don't align.
Variety is trying to mislead you. Like that, they're trying to mislead you, right? With that tweet. It's very concerning, is what it is.
It is. Folks will follow it. Just know the narrative matters and why they're saying what they say. Pay attention to it, because very seldomly does it align with the reality you actually live in.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Clap it up, light it up, feel that roar. We shine brighter, we want more. Hearts in the stands, hands in the air, all for the name that we all share. W-I-M, T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N, William Thompson, that's our man.
Weird.
All right, folks, we got to send you over to Valiant Renegade, Albertus Magnus for $4.99. So Iger is a hero. I need a hero. To shareholders for getting his Arsicus handed to him. They're seriously pushing this line. The line they're pushing, folks, is the line you see. They want you to think it went up, not down. Thinking Heretic for 2. So Disney had a magic kingdom. They had a magic fiefdom. They had a legal kingdom. They had it all. Folks, you can have it all. We're going to send you over to Valiant Renegade with Marv, Wiz, me, and more. Will Mexican Iron Man show his face? I feel sorry for the guy. It's not fun anymore. It's like kidney stones.
941.
Oh, Mike, we love you, buddy. We love you. See you there, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the video. Remember, this Wednesday is the Disney Shareholders Meeting. Coverage live on the Pro Channel begins at 10 a.m. this Wednesday. Also, friends, if you'd like to join us for Megacon, we'll have a booth set up for you to join. Info on the screen. Come see Marvin, Lorne, and maybe one more at Megacon, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday. We'll see you. Thanks for being here. You're the Gigawatts.